right, here we go. Tony Yayo, welcome back to Vlad TV. Well, before we talk about anything else, right now, the Knicks are down 3-1 against the Pacers. The final game may be tomorrow. It might be tomorrow. We'll see. They can come back.
It's not the nail in the coffin. I'm always going to ride with New York. No matter where I go, I defend New York to all my New Yorkers. If I'm in the West Coast, Midwest, wherever I'm at, down south, I defend New York City. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the best teams we ever had since, rest in peace, the great Anthony Mason, Patrick Ewing, Starks, that era. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. We got a team now. Brunson, Mr. Clutch. It's just, I heard Gildress say something like, Alexander say something like, what'd he say? Shea. He said, when they lost their game to Minnesota, he said, it's humbling. Basketball could be humbling. We lost that one, but we coming for the rest, because you know how it is in New York City. It's getting kind of crazy with the fans, though, because a Pacers fan stabbed 2 New York fans. What was that, in Indiana, or was it?
Yeah, I think it was in Indiana.
It was in Indiana, but what we was doing to they fans out here, like throwing garbages on them and violating and ripping jerseys off their back, like, sports is serious, man. Like, people take their sports serious. Like, there's a game on tonight. After this interview, I want to rush home to get to the game. Basketball, football, hockey, baseball. I'm a sports guy. I like sports. So for me, I know some people are like, yo, they going crazy. But your team, when you see your team do good, like, imagine if New York City won a chip, man. Imagine that, Vlad.
Yeah, the last time New York won a championship was the year I was born, 1973.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a long time ago. But
longer than you've been alive.
Yeah, for me, I done met everybody. I'm courtside Tony some days. Some days I'm happy with the second and third row. But I done met Ewing, Starks, Grant, Bernard King back there. Last game, I went to alumni game, everybody was there, bro. It was just so many greats, because I'm New York, forever, bro. No matter where I'm at, I'm repping New York.
Okay, so you got the Knicks versus the Pacers, and whoever wins this is going to go against either Timberwolves or the Thunder. Now, the Thunder is up 3-1.
Right.
What do you think is going to happen there?
I don't know, man. Their team is good. That's one thing. It's 2 good teams. I mess with Edwards. I'm a fan of him, but it's like when you see that, it's like he met his match with Gildress, because Gildress is like, man, you see how Drake is the man of Canada? He's like a Drake on a basketball court, bro. Or Kobe, like, his game is just phenomenal, bro. And I think, like, him getting his team the Rolexes and stuff like that, I think he's a superstar, but he don't act like a superstar. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just, Edwards is a superstar, but he's a superstar. You know what I mean? Gildress don't act like a superstar. He's kind of a little more humble. And it's like, you buying your guys Rolexes and stuff like that. That that was kind of ill, but he seems like he's just a humble guy, bro, that just wants to play basketball. But man, that kid right there, and he MVP this year. You can't take nothing from
he's the MVP this
Shea,
year.
Man,
but me personally, I'm an Anthony Edwards fan. Like, that's why I was
I'm a fan of his too, but like, it's like the changing of the guards now. You got your LeBrons, you got your Stephon Currys, and these guys are Hall of Famers. Your Hardens, your Leonards, they're Hall of Famers, but then you got all the new guys coming. You got Brunson, you got Shea, you got Edwards now, you got a whole bunch of dudes, and come on, like, you even got dudes coming off the bench that's good now. So, like, just a lot count, but I'm, go New York, go, man. We New York, we gonna beat them, man.
Okay.
Put that out there, we gonna beat them, man. Every time I'm in the Garden, the Knicks win. I know that. Every time, Tracy Morgan, Spike, we can't blame him. Shout to Spike. Everybody want to blame Spike Lee all the time. But Spike Lee is at every game, win or lose. But we'll take the wins and we'll take the losses. We prefer the wins, but come on, man, to see everybody from New York City outside the Garden going crazy, ripping the jerseys off dudes and throwing the garbage cans on people. You might catch a case, but, I understand, because the energy in New York, we winning. Everybody loves a winner, bro. That's what life is about.
Yeah. Man, listen, I hope they win because I stay in New York part of the time too. So
Yeah,
I hope New York wins.
I mean,
but I'm just saying it's looking kind of grim right now. I mean, teams will come back from a 3-1, but it's not that common.
I mean, we'll see, and hopefully the Knicks pull it off. You see, I got my Knicks apparel on. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. Shout to Brunson, Big Bodega, OG. The list goes on and on, man. Hart, come on, bruh. Mitchell is good. We got a team. We got good defense, and defense win games. You know?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me we've been down by 20, 2-3 games and came back winning? You mean to tell me we can't be down 2 or 1 or come back? Nah, Knicks can do it, man. Let's go Knicks. They gotta win it. They know what time it is.
Let's go Knicks.
And our coaches is good. Thibodeau's good. Brunson dad is, come on, bro. Come on, bro. We got a good team. We got good coaches. Know what I mean? We got a good bench. You know? I like Payne off the bench. I like a lot of dudes off the bench, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we good. We got Big Deuce. You got to shout out Deuce. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to pull these next 2 games off. We going to win it. And hopefully we take the championship. You know?
Well, you got to win the next 3 games, actually.
Well, yeah. Next 3 games, I think we could do it. We could win that. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's light work. And then you got to come to New York City. Come on. Even though we lose in the Garden a little bit, I think these are must-wins. They won it.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Go Knicks. We'll see what happens.
Let's go Knicks. New York City, man.
Let's go Knicks.
All right, yo, Vlad, let me do my intro for you. Everybody hates Vlad and Adam 22. Shout to both of y'all. I don't hate y'all, though, man, for real, man. But everybody hates you guys, man.
That's okay. That's
cool.
Okay, man.
I'm starting to get the hate, too. I don't mind it. It's all good, man. I don't care.
Man, look, the haters bring a lot of the views.
Definitely.
A lot. I used to be mad at the haters. I used to block them and whatever else. And I realized, man, I'm blocking my own revenue. Like, these guys are actually viewing my stuff and making comments and bringing a lot of heat to the video.
So we gotta say shout out to everybody who show love and shout out to everybody who hate. It's all good, man. It's, I'm learning that from you guys, man, because, I think that, who you think are the 3 most hated? Vlad, Adam 22, and maybe Academics?
And Academics, yeah. I think the 3 of us.
But y'all all get money, though.
Yeah. I mean, also, when you look at the hip-hop media Mount Rushmore, the 3 of us are also on it. So.
Oh, definitely. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all definitely do your thing. I'm not mad at nobody, man. I'm not mad at anybody. But I know Adam 22 is in New York. Shout to him. Everybody. Some people are mad. And, a lot of artists embracing him. Bobby Smurda, Al. So it's cool. He out here. Listen, I ain't got a problem with it. But, some people look at it with everything that's going on in L.A., why the fuck would you hang out with him? So it kind of makes sense. Because I don't know if you watch Harlem Legend or no?
No, I haven't.
What, you got to check out Harlem Legend. You got to watch some of the, the hood dudes, the dudes that got the hood aspect on it. So like Harlem Legend, I was watching him and he wasn't feeling it. Because he felt like with all the stuff with Big U and everybody going on, that, Adam making shit hot. And then, a whole bunch of other shit too. But, I got love for him, whatever. It's all good. He always showed me love. Ben was supposed to get on the show. It's a little hot over there, though, on the West Coast. So I stayed my ass from the East Coast, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny is Adam, in one of his videos, he laid out the hip-hop Mount Rushmore of cuckolds, right?
Oh, man.
And he put, who did he put on this list? He put Diddy, Kanye, and himself.
Oh, man.
As the 3 cuckolds of hip-hop.
Definitely.
And I asked who the 4th one was, and most of the comments were saying Will Smith.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I mean, when you look at Adam, he lives a crazy lifestyle. Like, didn't he, he likes men and women or whatever. He's a porn star. I just know that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, no. He's not into men, but he has let men sleep with his wife, alone and in front of him during a threesome.
Yeah, I know that was all over the place. I know.
Right.
Shout out to his wife. Shout out to Lena the plug. Shout out to her and shout out to him. I don't judge. Only God could judge.
Right.
I believe in. They say you didn't believe in God. I remember that was going viral, Millsy. That's crazy.
No, not really. I'm agnostic.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know whether there's something else out there, but I'm not counting on it.
Where you at with God?
Pretty much an atheist.
What makes you an atheist? There's no higher power. You don't feel.
I'll say it like this, right? I think when I interviewed Neil deGrasse Tyson, the scientist, I think he, presented it in a way that kind of connected with me. And that is, as a scientist and as an astrologist, when he looks at the universe and he sees all the factors of the world and the universe and other planets and so forth and space, there doesn't seem to be an intelligent force behind anything that happens. It's all essentially random. There's nothing that he could find that shows that something is somehow guiding things a certain type of way. That's cool.
Bro, that's...
Yeah, y'all could,
I'm not gonna lie, that's the dumbest... Neil deGrasse's the smartest, dumbest human on the planet, bro.
Okay.
How are we here, Vlad? This is all God. Everything is energy and frequency.
Okay. So
everything comes from God.
Part of it?
Where did evolution start from?
It started from single-cell organisms.
Where did single-cell organisms start from?
It started from bacteria.
Where did that start from?
The Big Bang.
Where did that start from?
The Big Bang.
Where did that start from?
Okay.
What the fuck is the Big Bang? That's the big God.
Okay. So you think there is a God, for sure?
I know there's a God.
That's crazy to me that you went this far and you didn't believe in God. That's crazy, because I believe everything like that good that happened to me and as well as everybody else in G-Unit was like a story like from God, like God blessed us, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like so much stuff happened to like, niggas coming to shoot us and guns jam, you know what I'm saying? It's just God working mysterious ways. Like I was in a club and mind you, I was in Monaco. I'm doing big things now, man. They make Monaco, the people out there, shout out to the whole Monaco, south of France, they make everybody feel poor out there. You just feel poor. You see Ferraris, Porsches, and people like when I talk about my trips because I always feel blessed, you know what I mean? And I got a chance to meet Tyson Fury, the legend, and then this was it. I got a chance to meet, shout to Barry, my man Barry. He brought Leonardo DiCaprio to 50, and a lot of people don't do this. He actually introduced Uncle Murda and me. So I shouted him. We was on the beach and we eating. We on the beach, south of France, and we eating. His wife is there, Star's there, a couple of people, me and Murda, and I said to him, Star's my guy. Star would never do that, but I'm like, Barry, shout out to you. You did that. You know what I mean? I shook DiCaprio hand, and it's not glazing. It's one of my favorite actors. I felt like I was in Departed because he had the hat on low key, but it's so crazy how God could put you in certain rooms. That's why I say when you don't believe in God, it's crazy to me because I feel like I would never think I'm gonna be in a room with Al Pacino or Leonardo DiCaprio or Wesley Snipes or David Chappelle or Will Smith or some of these people. I would never think a dirty nigga from 134 and God Brewer, Southside Jamaica, would be in a party with them like Tyson Fury. You got the owner of Ray-Bans in there. It was crazy, but 50 is so much of a big artist that you never know who you're gonna be in a party with. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just feel like, I've been placed in these rooms for a reason. Like, I'm like, damn.
Okay, and I respect your point of view, and me and Millie has had a similar kind of argument.
Yeah, I seen that went viral.
But my thing is this, right? Out of all the explanations as to why you're in that room, your best explanation is there's a spirit force that put me in the room, as opposed to
a higher power, not a spirit force, higher power.
And a higher power. There's a higher power. There's an invisible man that magically puts you in this room, right?
Yes.
That's the best explanation you have.
Not an invisible man, a higher power, higher power.
A higher power,
God,
a higher
Jesus,
being
Lord,
puts you in this room. Now, you're discounting the fact that you're there because of 50 Cent, who is extremely hardworking, put out great projects.
Yeah,
Very, very successful. And you are with him because of the loyalty that you have proven to him.
Yes,
because you've always been there for him. You've never snaked him. You've never taken pictures with his enemies. You've never stolen money from him. So all the work that you put in into the relationship, all the work that he put in terms of his career, the better explanation is that a higher being did it.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you get shot 9 times and you survive, you got to praise God for that. So that's what I believe. You could believe in what you believe in, but I just it was just weird to me when I watched the Millsy thing. Shout to him, I love his music. Happy birthday, Jada. You know, I fuck with them on that side. And it was weird to me because I was like, damn, he got all these blessings and he didn't believe in God. So I thought you believed in God. Or, or you could be Islam and believe in your higher power. Or you could be Jewish and believe what you want to believe in. I'm not knocking none of that. You don't believe in nothing?
I believe in myself, man. I believe in the work
That's
that
crazy.
I put in. I feel that me putting in the work, I'll get an outcome based on how hard I work and so forth. And certain things are random and so forth, are out of your control, but I don't think there's a higher power that's guiding it. I think that's ultimately the more work you put in and the more relationships you build, the better your life will be, and the more good things you do will come back.
Just try to read the Bible one day, Vlad, because you're my friend and I like you. Just try to read the Bible.
Fair enough.
How you feel about your man Adam out here in New York?
I think it's cool, man. I mean, Adam moves around. I'm glad he's getting love out in New York.
Yeah, he getting love, man. For real. I seen Albie out with him. You stamped in Jersey. You stamped, Brooklyn. You stamped Bobby Smurd. I seen Shay Davis came out. Shout out to him. That's, I love that mixtape DVD era. So,
Exactly. All right. Well, the biggest news in hip hop right now is the Diddy trial.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Kid Cudi.
Yeah, it's crazy on a different level.
So do you consider, because I think Thugger called Kid Cudi a snitch, right? But I know the feds was on his neck, and when you get federally subpoenaed, you either go to jail or can try to potentially get your lawyer to stop it, or there's certain things you could do. But I know it was nervous for him because he jumped out smoking a cigarette. You know what I mean? You gotta go to 500, because when you hit 500 Pearl Street in New York, you know you in trouble. Like that, to be in that building, doing trial, yeah, you in trouble, man.
Well, Kid Cudi didn't have to show up to trial because he wasn't being charged with anything. He chose to be a witness. If he said, I don't want to cooperate, they can't make him cooperate.
No. Yeah, the feds could subpoena you. What are you talking about?
They can subpoena you and put you on the stand, and you'll turn into a hostile witness, which will backfire on you. You don't have to. You could say, I don't really remember. Sorry.
Yeah, but you could get in some trouble. The feds are different than the state. People don't understand. They got mad laws. When a fed subpoena you, you have to go unless you get your lawyer or there's some kind of conflicts of interest.
I've been subpoenaed. They try to subpoena some footage.
Feds try to subpoena me.
I stopped it, and what they said was, well, we'll put you on the stand. And I'm like, put me on the stand then. So I don't care. I didn't do anything. You gonna put me on the stand over some footage? Whatever. Who cares?
Listen.
It's not gonna work out. They could threaten that, but at the end of the day, if Cudi did not want to cooperate, he's like, I don't remember, I don't want to cooperate. You put me on the stand, I'm going to come up with some bullshit.
You might have to look that up,
because I'm not a criminal.
Listen,
I'm a victim.
You might have to look that.
You can't force the victim to cooperate.
All right, so Vlad, look, you might want to look that up, because if the feds subpoena you, it's some serious shit. I've been subpoenaed by the feds thanks to Scott Lehman. He cleared it up. But when they subpoenaed me, I was shitting bricks. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, damn, the feds subpoenaed me? That shit start making your stomachs do. Niggas could talk gangster, but when the feds subpoena you and all that, your stomach start bubbling. He's scared. Cudi is not really a street nigga. He's not used to the fed time or state time or no shit like that. He's not that type of guy. I'm not saying that doesn't make you a good guy. I'm just saying he's not that type of guy. So once he got subpoenaed by the feds, he probably got scared. Because you could look it up. Look up if you get some.
I actually looked it up while we were talking.
And what does it say?
I think you're right. It said, yes, even if you're a victim, you can be compelled to testify in federal court. While victims have certain rights and protections, they are not exempt from testifying if a subpoena is issued. However, there may be circumstances where you can refuse to testify, such as if you fear self-incrimination. In his case, there's no self-incrimination, so I think you're right, actually.
There you go, and you gotta do it. That's you can't, I was on Fed probation. It's different than the state. That's the scary thing with Diddy. It's not a fucking state case like Thug. He got Thug lawyer, right? Which is an excellent lawyer. Thug is free, whatever, right? This is a fucking federal case in New York City. I'm not saying he went the wrong way, but to me, you kind of panicking because for me, where's that lawyer from? Where's Thug lawyer? What's his name? Siegelman or something?
You're talking about Brian Steele from
Brian Steele.
I think it was Atlanta, right?
He's from Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I think he's a Georgia lawyer. Yeah.
First mistake is he's not a New York lawyer. For me, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong because he's a good lawyer, he's a great lawyer. What he did for Thug, but he's not a New York City lawyer. If anything, I'm gonna go with a Scott Lehman, maybe a Don Florio or somebody like that. Somebody that's familiar with the DAs and all these people that's in this system. He probably got people on his team that's from New York. I'm quite sure he does.
Well, no, the main lawyer in Diddy's case is Mark Agnifilo.
Oh, so he's a part of the team. He must be from New York.
Well, that's the head lawyer. Brian Steele is there to just add to the team. He was only brought in a few weeks ago.
Yeah, all I'm saying is this, man. It's just, when you hear 500 Pearl Street, for me, it's a scary thing. You know what I mean? Like, for any nigga that hears that. 500 Pearl Street, it's not a good place to be in that building. Because the feds usually, if they got something on you, you usually caught, bro. And it's rude.
Mark Agnifilo is a New York lawyer.
Oh, yeah, New York lawyer. So he got a New York
so
lawyer.
The main lawyer is a New York lawyer.
Yeah.
He's brought Brian Steele for more firepower when it comes to like cross-examinations.
Okay, for more firepower, but he's from Atlanta. Cool, no problem. All right, now I get it. So, okay, it's a smart play. It's more money. You know, you paying that $10,000, what is that, $10,000 an hour or whatever? It's more money, but your freedom.
I don't think it's that much, maybe like $2,000 an hour, $2,500
because they tell you your freedom is worth more than money.
Of course.
You can have all the money in the world. Your freedom worth more than money, people look at it. Huh?
Well, okay, so the Kid Cudi situation is interesting.
Yeah.
So what happened was, and this is according to testimony between Kid Cudi as well as Diddy's old assistant, Capricorn Clark.
All right.
So apparently Diddy
that's
found
the one
out,
that's the one that said Diddy was in the crib and all that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So Capricorn, who really was his assistant for a bunch of different years.
That was Diddy. That was Diddy's assistant.
She was legitimately there.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was, Diddy found out that Cassie was seeing Kid Cudi.
For sure, I know about that one.
According to Capricorn, he got a gun and said, "Get dressed. We're gonna go kill Kid Cudi."
And this is
with his gun in his hand.
This is a female or male?
This is a female saying this.
Oh shit, that's
so Diddy, along with his new security at the time, this guy named Ruben, not Roger Bonds, because Roger Bonds was gone by this time.
Bonds my man. Shout to Bonds. That's my guy.
Yeah. Bonds actually coming back for a new interview.
I was on Rikers with Bonds. He's a real one.
Yeah, I put you guys on the phone together.
C73, C73 two lower. Bonds and my man Spank, they ran the house in there.
Yep.
So
so basically, Diddy, his security, and Capricorn and a gun head over to Kid Cudi's house. According to Capricorn, him and the bodyguard actually get into the house, and then
unwrap his Christmas gifts, bitch. That's some rich nigga shit. I'm gonna unwrap your Christmas gifts and piss on them, bitch. That shit crazy, bro.
I guess he messed with Kid Cudi's dog when he was in there, because Kid Cudi said his dog was traumatized afterwards.
Number one, you know, let's name the 3 mistakes. The 3 mistakes is you're doing shit in front of a civilian, which is assistant, that's gonna come back and testify you. The number 2 mistake is you being a tender dick nigga if you wanna blow up a nigga car and you got all this money and can get all the pussy in the world if you wanted to over this one girl. But Cassie must got something good about her we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Because you going crazy. You got all the money in the world, you going crazy. That's mistake number 2. And mistake number 3 is you're P. Diddy. You're doing a crime, supposedly. But it's not good when somebody's saying, you did this, assistant is saying, yo, he said this and said that. That's not good in federal court. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so the story gets crazier. He gets in the house. So while he's in the house, Capricorn calls Cassie on a burner phone that she helped her get. And she's like, yo, I'm with Diddy right now, and he's at Kid Cudi's house. And you can hear, according to her, Kid Cudi's in the background going, he's at my house? So they do whatever at their house. They're leaving. They got back in the car. They drive back. As they're driving back, Kid Cudi passes them, because he's going back to his house. So Diddy turns around and starts to chase Kid Cudi's car, but he hears sirens coming, from the house's direction, so he turns around.
That's crazy. That's what Kid Cudi said?
Well, that's what Capricorn said.
Oh, that's even worse.
And then, Kid Cudi
I see Kid Cudi said, when I met up with him, it felt like I was meeting a supervillain. And he asked him about the car, and Diddy gave the right answer. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, It's crazy. It's a movie, man. It's a movie. But yo, you can't have billions of dollars and millions of dollars and be supposedly tripping. You know what I mean? Because you in the feds, so it went past supposedly because you in the feds. You went from filet mignon caviar to MCC food. I think MCC shut down, but MDC and trust me, I was in MDC. That food is fucking slop, man. That shit's garbage. You'll fucking die off that shit, bro. Huh?
Well, after that whole situation, they went back to the house. Diddy threatened to kill everybody if they cooperated with the police. And then when Cassie came home.
Oh, this is what Capricorn is saying.
This is what Capricorn is saying.
This shit's
Capricorn,
bad,
when Cassie
bro.
got home, Diddy attacked her 100% full force. I quote, kicking her while she was in the fetal position over and over again.
That Capricorn, let me tell you, I haven't really been catching up with stuff because like I said, I'm fresh off Monaco running around and doing shit. So I haven't like caught up with it. I just remember Kid Cudi was the last person with the supervillain shit and pay for the card and all that shit. But this testimony, what she saying, damn, that shit crazy. This shit like that, man. That's why I say you can't, if you're gonna be a bad guy and you either gonna be a corporate guy or a street guy. It's one or the other. You're gonna have one foot in one and the other foot in the other. That's when the feds come, bro. You gotta kind of be mindful of what you're doing. You're doing all this, grab the gun, supposedly, in front of this person that's a witness testifying against you now? Nah. But that's how the game go when you got a lot of money and you bugging out. That's the way I see it. Give me $1 billion, Vlad, you're not gonna see me. I'm gonna be in Monaco with them, chilling. Be in Monaco, Ferraris, with Ferraris like cabs. Nobody wanna kill you if you got something or if you don't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be in a certain tax bracket to live there. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
listen, I'm out the country, Vlad. I'm gonna be in Monaco, I'm gonna be in Paris, I'm gonna have a spot in Switzerland, I'm gonna be, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have a spot in Germany. I might not even be in the US when crazy stuff like this happens. Cause we all know we're black men and we've been targets in hip hop. You know what I mean? Hip hop police was damn near created because of us. You know how much I used to get harassed? There's a time when Tony Yayo was public enemy in New York City for hip hop police. Like people try to discredit me because I don't play tough. I don't play tough, but I know the things that I've been through in life and the things that I survived, it makes me tough. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I was on Rikers, I was in general population. Never got robbed, never got stabbed, never got cut, nothing. And I'm not glorifying that, but when the Tory Lanez situation, when you think about that, if Tory Lanez would have been in PC, y'all wouldn't f with his music.
I personally think
I'm just keeping it real.
Okay, I disagree with you.
Listen.
At this point, he's locked up. It doesn't matter where he is.
If Tory Lanez, listen, this is how the streets go. It's tough in the streets. It's rough. So once you playing street games, you got to know how to play it. Tory Lanez is smart enough to know that if he would have stayed in PC, the music that he was putting out wouldn't have been jacking it. Because the streets are critical. The streets has no remorse or no mercy for nobody. Trust me. No remorse, no mercy for nobody. He know if he would have played PC, was not with his music, would have discredited his music. But that's why they say being an artist is the hardest thing in the world. Cause you'll sign out of PC, be in general pop. Cause nobody wanna be in PC. 9 times out of 10 there's files in there and snitches. So they don't wanna be in there with them, right? They wanna be in population. You wanna be in population, you get to get your good commissary. You don't got police over your shoulder on visits, because that's crazy. I done seen dudes, PC, Rikers Island, they got police walking with them. I'm like, what's that? And they like, there's no freedom, basically, in PC. You sign,
I get it.
And people is not f***ing with your music if you sign in PC.
Okay, I'm gonna have to disagree with you at this point, because
his life is more, you're right. His life is more important than that.
Yeah.
Number one. But what I'm telling you,
more record sales are getting 14 times. What do you want?
What I'm telling you, no. But what I'm telling you is the person that's from the streets that has some street in them wouldn't want to be around files and snitches all day and have to walk to the visiting floor with police. Meanwhile, when they go to General Pop, you have Freedom, you have Commissary, Big Commissary, you got Good Visits, you might find some, you know what I mean? You ain't doing all that in PC. And then your credibility, look, your street credibility or any credibility you had ever as a man is kind of tarnished being in PC for certain. You know, I mean, for artists, I feel like it's harder because like I said, y'all wouldn't listen to his music if he was in PC. When he was in General Pop, you know what's the first thing I said? Nah, that he crazy, but that sort of gangster. Like, he must be really street. Like, cause you know, always, you know, say shit about Canada, but them is as crazy as everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like a Canadian, think about this. A Canadian on the West Coast jail, West Coast politics, in Canada, him walking the yard, it's like, all right, that's regular. But for a Canadian to walk the yard in LA, that's not, you gangster and you insane at the same time.
Okay, let me respond to that. Number one, I can guarantee you one thing. The first time out of the 14 that Tory got, I'm sure his first thought was, I should have went to PC.
Definitely.
That was his first thought.
I agree.
Now, Tory Lanez is an R&B singer. Most of his fan base are women. Dudes are not playing Tory Lanez like that, okay? It's a female fan base. They don't care about PC versus general population. Gunner got on the stand and said, YSL is a gay. Young Thug don't f with him. He covered up the YSL tattoo, and yet his career is bigger than it ever was. So I don't want to hear this, if he went to PC, his career would be over. It would have been fine. And his health is way more important.
Nah, you're right. You know what? You're right. People don't give a f about that. But I think in the artist's mind, they give a f about it, certain artists.
Right, that's all him.
Yeah.
That's all in his head.
You know?
If he wants to be, I think that the problem with Tory is that he's trying to constantly be something that really he's not. Not.
I think I done
I'm
heard
a talented singer.
All I'm saying is
I'm good melodically. Girls
what
like
you
my
think.
music. Let me be that.
Vlad, that's what you think. But I think Tory Lanez is a little bit of a street. Like he fight. Like he look like he fight. He fought a couple of times. Like just because the R&B sing don't mean he don't get busy. Cause in the hood you done seen R&B singers get busy. That be singing, oh yeah, 1 minute and pulling out the next minute. Know what I'm saying?
Tory Lanez like 5 feet tall. Like
that doesn't mean nothing.
The only way he could do something is with a gun.
Say that, Vlad.
Like physically, he can't do anything to anybody.
Vlad, some of the toughest in the world are 5 feet tall.
I get it.
It's called a short man complex, and if you make them feel little, they'll show you how big they are. Pause. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll show you, they'll put you to get busy. Some of the wildest I know is about 5'5". Pull out a big, whatever it is, because they feel like, oh, you think you could take me? All right, bet this. Watch this.
Yeah, I mean, the original 50 Cent, right? Huh? The original 50 Cent was a lunatic, I heard. Yeah. And he was like 5 feet tall.
Well, there you go. And there's a list of that I know that are short and they get crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, look, back to Diddy's situation, right? Uh-huh. So Diddy got back to the house, beat the crap out of Cassie.
Yeah.
And now this is being used against him. Now, with the whole thing of Young Thug calling Kid Cudi a rat, I don't think Cudi really cares. He's never been.
Cudi's not. He's not from the streets. You know, Thug is going.
I mean, Cudi wears dresses on Saturday Night Live and makeup. You know what I'm saying? He don't care.
Yeah, but he don't care. I mean, he's like sort of a civilian. I fuck with Kid Cudi. His music is dope. I never looked at him as a street guy. So if a guy that's not really from the streets I don't judge you. All right, you're a civilian. Do your thing. I don't have nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, it's not what you, like, people think he's just a rat, but the feds definitely when they subpoena you, they kind of put a pressure on you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, what I think everyone's really focusing on is when Cassie started talking about the freak-offs. Yo, when she said...
Oh, man, I don't even want to talk about that, man. That was when she's talking about,
you know what I'm about to say, right?
Yeah, I know, because it's so much of a pause, like you can't even repeat it, but it's crazy. Even the dude's name is a pause. Like you're not like the Punisher. Like I know Punisher. Like now I'm like, yo, the Punisher. You know, that's one of my favorite, shows. The movie. You know, I'm like, he's doing interviews now and it's just like crazy, bro. It's
he's
all
about
over
to
the
come
place.
to Vlad TV
but
next week.
The freak off stuff was sick, bro. And I mean, I hope the richer you get, the weirder you don't get. You know what I mean? Like the more money I make, I will pray I never get that weird, and I know I won't. But like, I mean, it just get weird from what you hearing, bro.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Look, Diddy could never win an argument with another man for the rest of his life.
It's over.
Because once that argument gets heated, all the other you gotta say is, at least I didn't rub jizz on my nipples from another dude. At least I didn't do that.
Yeah, it's over, man. I mean, yeah, it's
What do you
over.
say to that? How do you respond to that? You can't respond to that. The argument is over,
man. It's over.
It's over. It's over.
And it's crazy. It just looked bad because it looked like, I didn't know about the, you said Capricorn? I didn't know she said all that. That's crazy.
No,
it's shocking to me.
She got
Get the
busy
gun
yesterday.
and we went to the crib and we drove by him and was chasing him. I told you, that's some tender dick shit, man. I mean, I know, I'm just keeping it real for me. I don't care about the industry. I don't care about none of this shit. I don't even like to talk about these niggas half the time. I'm just love entertainment. And, Me and Murda podcast, we working on it. So we working on it. I'm gonna let you see something.
All right.
We working on it. We got the setup and everything. Shout to my man JP. Shout to Marcus. Shout to Uncle Murda. The podcast is coming. We coming to take over. I know a lot of motherfuckers hate, and a lot of motherfuckers hate me, and a lot of motherfuckers love me. But Yayo don't give a fuck. But for me, what I'm saying is when she snitched like that, man, that's crazy. He had the gun, and blowing up cars, and unwrapping a nigga presents for Christmas is diabolical. Like that shit, what did he do to the presents? That shit's diabolical. Like my whole thing is, what makes it crazy is why I trip out over one woman, and Cassie, no disrespect, she's a beautiful woman, over her when there's a whole bunch of women out there that I'm quite sure you have and you can get. But it's like every day a court just gets weirder and weirder and weirder, bro.
Well, here's the thing about Cassie. Mm-hmm. She revealed on the stand that she got $20 million from Diddy, and she's getting another $10 million from the Intercontinental Hotel.
Yeah.
$30 million.
Cashed out.
I'm gonna have to say, I was talking to my man about this today. This is the biggest come up of all time for a C-level artist.
Listen, I'm not gonna say, yo, you a fucked up person. That's why everybody hates Vlad. Yo, look, she didn't get a chance to make it, right? But hold on. Let me.
Hold on. No, wait.
She had some good records.
Hold on. I just got to make this one point because there's a point that Capricorn said, and I talked to a friend of mine who was a bad boy during this whole time, and he confirmed this, right?
Yeah.
Capricorn said this for like 3 years, right after Cassie had signed and Diddy started kind of like date her and everything else like that. For 3 years, Cassie was the main priority at Bad Boy Records. The main priority. Think about how big of a powerhouse Bad Boy is with all the talented artists on there. He's choosing his girlfriend who has one-hit song, a one-hit wonder who doesn't really have a lot of vocal talent, doesn't have a lot of stage presence, can't perform, whatever else. He's putting most of the resources into Cassie, and yet she just doesn't take because, just like Capricorn said, she has some talent, but she's not a Mariah Carey or a Mary J. Blige. Capricorn
hell no. Come on, she can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen,
so the thing is that she was given all the opportunities
I listen to singers
by a huge label, and yet you still didn't hit.
It felt like Cassie was more of a marketing, like she was a good-looking woman, and you could market her, and she could get the brand deals and stuff like that. It felt like Diddy was on something early with her, with that, where you didn't really, because there was a point where you really didn't need the talent, you just had the look, and you have a one or two songs. So maybe he was trying to monopolize like that. But out of the 30 million, all the stuff she went through, I think a woman would say, well, fuck it, she deserved it.
30 million?
I mean, for the hotel, for the hotel to cover it up and all that, and she get beat down, yeah, she should have got that 5-10 million, because y'all covering shit up now. So that 10 million is well deserved. The 20 million is come on, that's light hush money. The girl for Shannon Sharp wanted 50 million. So if you got 500 million and she like, yo, this is the hush money, 20 million, you better give it. If he would have gave it to her, would he even have this fucking problem?
No, he would have none of these
Well,
problems.
then you go,
right.
What's 20 million to a nigga that got 500 million? Yo, here, take that. See you later.
Take that.
Oh, yeah. Literally, take that, pause, and see you later. So,
well, here's what's crazy. You know, since you weren't following the Capricorn,
damn, Capricorn.
She brought up something interesting.
I ain't even know all this.
She said at one point, Diddy actually threatened 50 Cent to her.
What? What'd he say? Oh, you know what? I don't want to bring 50 up.
Well, no, hold on. Let me just say this. So basically, what she said was, after Diddy and 50 had been doing some press for MTV, Diddy told her that he was having some problems with 50 and that I like guns, in terms of dealing
well,
with it.
we like guns too. At that point, niggas would have got eradicated. It would, like, come on, bro. We have bulletproof trucks. Like, we like guns too. Like, when it come to 50 and us, we beef with the best of them. Like,
yeah.
Like, I never had a friendship with Diddy. I never had a friendship with not too many people in the industry. So that's all I know. But at that point, like, in my 20s at that time, and still to now, like, I'm just keeping it real. I don't want to say anything crazy because the internet has been indicting people lately. So I don't want to say that crazy. But, like, I'm just like, that would have been crazy for him. I think Diddy was just talking that day. I think he was just talking. I think he just wanted to look good because, come on, bro. No way. No way. And not saying nobody can't get caught slipping, because anybody gets caught slipping. But the way we was moving, like, we was running around bulletproof trucks. You know how we was moving crazy out here, man. We was hip hop #1 priority. We was the #1 threat to them. Nobody else in New York City was, no disrespect, but trust me, OG Unit, there's times where we'll leave a club, all 4 cars will get pulled over. We on the West Side Highway, he going this way, he going this way. Yo, hip hop police pull all of us over. They grabbed us by the way, they looked for the guns. Like, they was on us, bro. Curly Top, I don't know if you remember Curly Top. Yo, them dudes would pop out the bushes. They was like aliens, bro. So this is what I understand. That's who's watching now. It's just a new branch, and they got better shit. They got better equipment. They watching rappers. They got better shit. They got people, they snitches. They got all kinds of shit. And back then, they pulled off 4 cars simultaneously. We all went 4 different ways. Yo, I got pulled over. Yo, I got pulled up. And the dude told us, we on the West Side Highway, there was a car wash over there. And they like, yo, a dude said to us, he was like, yo, man, they watching y'all with binoculars. There's like 5 police cars over there. I'm like, damn, yo, we out. Pull all us over. They knew every car, they knew everything, license plate. Imagine the technology police got now. So yeah, if you got money, shit, yeah, the Rico was coming to get that money. You got 400 million, you done violated this person, did this person, or did that supposedly, but it's not looking good for you right now, Diddy, and it's not no hate, but it's just the truth. It's not looking good. You got people saying you blew up their car and fucking did this and did that. Nah. I ain't even realized the Capricorn testimony.
I'll say this though, right? And I've been saying this the whole time, and I'm still gonna say it. Mm-hmm. What I look at when I look at this particular case, what I see is a domestic violence case that's blown up into something crazy. But at the heart of it, all I really see is a domestic violence case. I don't see Rico. I don't think that Bad Boy was a criminal enterprise. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he probably used certain employees to do certain little things or whatever else, but Bad Boy was clearly a record label. Sean John was clearly a clothing company.
Hey, listen.
I just want to say that, like,
go ahead.
Yeah, he beat up Cassie. That's horrible. He should be charged for that. Ultimately, he wasn't. There was no domestic violence in these charges. There's RICO, there's sex trafficking, there's prostitution. The RICO, I think, is ridiculous. The sex trafficking, I think, is also ridiculous because, look, at the end of the day, right? Look, you talk about that Punisher guy, right? Did he look like he was sex trafficked? Did he look like a victim, being forced to have sex with Cassie? Is that a victim situation?
For 2-3 million, he gonna say, because the lawsuits come with that. So he gonna say, yeah, I felt taken advantage of, my, something couldn't work, or, a dude could trip over Vlad TV and want to sue you. I tripped over Vlad foot.
No, I understand that, but even on the stand, he wasn't painting himself as a victim.
But listen, when sometimes, and this is what I tell people, and I said this before, sometimes when we're artists, we don't even remember who we are. Sometimes you gotta remember who you are. You're a high profile person, so if you call this male escort, pause, right, to come over, right? This male escort is gonna have it back in his mind, that was Diddy and that was Cassie. And if he don't sign an NDA, he's gonna blow it up eventually one day. So a lot of people wanted this to happen. But when you're a man with money and resources, come on, bro, you gotta move a certain way. You gotta move a certain way. It's just, come on, once you get to 400 or 500 million, you wouldn't even see me, Vlad. I'm in Monaco, I'm south of France, I got my yachts, I'm chilling. I'll come to America, I have a place, but it won't be no wild parties with baby oil. It'll be nothing for you to sue me over. I'm a rich, broke guy and I worry about lawsuits. When we go to Monaco, they make you feel like everybody's poor. When we go to some of these guys, they got a lot of money, So it's like, yo, bro, you make one mistake and you a black man with all this money. If Epstein went down, what the fuck you think they're gonna do to you? Think about it. If fucking Harvey Weinstein, his name, he was on Rikers Island, right?
Yes.
He was like 70, 80 years on the island. If he went down, what the fuck are they gonna do to you? That's how I think. Because now, before, it's the black man is the target. You don't care if you're black, white, Asian, whatever. The feds is coming for you for anything. If they think you got a lot of money and power and you're committing crimes, they're gonna fuck with you. Blowing up cars, that's the testimony. Yo, he had the gun. He threatened this, he threatened this person. The feds take terroristic threats and shit like that, and a person with money, that's the case. You got money and you're doing that. You got enough money to get 30 people whacked. You think the feds are not gonna watch you? Think about it. If you got enough money, they watch every rapper. They watching Dirk, they're gonna watch this, innocent till proven guilty. Hopefully Dirk beat it. Hopefully it's some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But they're watching you. Once you got enough money to get 30 niggas hit or got enough guns where you could start a world war, a movement you could buy, no. They're watching you. You got 2-3 million, you cool. 4 or 5 million, yeah. 10 million, being watched, IRS, everybody, yeah. But once you get to 100 M's, what the fuck you think?
Well, we're going to see what happens. Me personally, I think he's going to beat the RICO. I think he's going to beat the sex trafficking. He's probably going to hit with some prostitution charges and maybe do a couple of years. That's what I think.
I mean, didn't they offer him 15 years?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, I had heard there was some sort of plea deal, but we don't know the exact number. So
huh?
We're just guessing. I don't know. I had heard a rumor it was 5 years, but I think that was bullshit. So I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean,
keep in mind, he's 55 years old. So 15 years, you getting out of 70, I don't think he would take that.
I mean, blowing trial is always a risk,
Right.
It's always a risk, man. And jail, there's a difference between jail. Right now, he's in jail. MDC, that's jail. Rikers Island, that's jail. Nassau County, that's jail. Prison is, Attica, Green, that's prison, bro. You know what I mean? So it's a big difference, you know what I mean? Nobody wants to be in jail or prison because it's a whole nother world. Imagine what R. Kelly's doing. Remember a girl he was singing on the phone? Somebody's wife? Yeah. Like, that shit is crazy. It's shocking to your body. It'll age them fast. It's gonna hurt their body. The food is not the same. You're used to, your smallest closet or your smallest bathroom is not even the size of the cell.
Yeah.
It's shocking. So, for me, I mean, I did little skid bits and I learned to stay out of trouble, Nobody want to be in the can eating that food, hearing motherfuckers' war stories. This motherfucker broke up with his girl And, you know, pray for Tory. Hopefully he do get better. You know, I don't choose sides with him and Megan shit. Motherfucker got stabbed up. That's terrible. You know what I mean? 14 times. But that's what happens in prison. That's what happens in jail. That's why I tell my young niggas, yo, stay out of jail, man. Stay off that island. You don't want to be on Rikers Island in the summertime. You don't want to be on Rikers Island in the wintertime. Springtime, every season fucked up on Rikers. One of my little guys from the hood, young dude. You know, he's young. Went to jail, back. He facing the 7 to 15. He tell me, I wanted to cry for him. Yo, yay, I'm facing 7 to 15. I said, he said this time he tricked himself off the streets. So when you do, when you look at that situation we did, you got all that money, a motherfucker that's, because there's more people that don't got it than got it. I say that all the time. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna look at it like, man, Diddy, you tricked yourself off the streets. Got 500 million, man? Listen, man, go find a wife, or if you want a wife or two, that's on you. Go find a wife and just chill, lay back. Stay out of trouble. Don't have the wild parties at the crib, because you know lawsuits is coming. You know, if guys like me seen lawsuits, I have nowhere near the money these motherfuckers got, what the fuck you think they gonna do to you? Punisher gonna go write a book, lawsuit, this person gonna sue, Capricorn gonna sue, the lawyer's gonna eat up all the money. This is what happens, man. So, you know, it's not wishing bad on a nigga. I don't wish bad on him, but you fucked up. I just know if I had that money, nigga. Oh man, look, if I had that money, I wouldn't have a problem in the world because I wouldn't create the problems around me.
You know what I think's gonna happen though? This is what I think's gonna happen. I think Cassie's husband's gonna divorce her and take half. And get child support.
I don't think
and alimony.
No, I don't think so.
And you know they don't have a prenup. I think it's about to be a city boy summer. And
oh shit!
Cassie's husband's gonna be up $15 million.
You just diabolical.
Plus child support.
You diabolical, man. Nah, he gonna stay with her. He love her. He got kids by it. You know, I think her husband feel like she.
No, listen. I think he's in on it. I think because remember he FaceTimed her while she was having sex with Diddy.
Yo, listen. This is what I feel, Vlad. The industry is a fucked up place. We all know it's a lot of fake friends, backbiting, pause. It's just a whole bunch of fake shit in the industry. Who's lit? Then people call you. People will call you. They'll never speak to you, say hello, how's your family? But if you have some kind of connection, yo, peace, da-da-da-da. Next thing you know, they're trying to get some kind of connection out of you. The industry is all smoke and mirrors. So what happened to her was kind of fucked up because they look at it like you got money, you got power, you got cars, you got jewelry, you got everything in the world, you one of the biggest icons in the world, and you taking advantage of people. I think that's wrong. That's just my opinion. I think that's wrong. If you got all this money in the world, you're taking advantage of people, and sometimes you could get carried away with some of these niggas. I'm not saying he didn't do it, he did it, but the feds got something if they got you in there. And then you got this girl talking about guns and cars blowing up. That's enough right there. All it takes is two people to say, and the feds can build a case. That easy. And you're a fucking icon, so, you know, we are the target. It's different for a rapper. You are the target. It's different but now they, like I said, Harvey Weinstein, Epstein, you know, you doing weird, crazy shit with little girls. R. Kelly, they're not playing, they're gonna send you up. It's illegal.
Well, speaking of jail.
Yeah.
It was recently reported that Big U is going to represent himself in his RICO case.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like for me, I always say a legal aid or represent yourself is the quickest way to send your ass, to get your ass a lot of time. For me, I let lawyers be lawyers. That's why we always had the lawyer team. Shout out to the Jew unit. Shout out, you know, Scott Lehman. You know, shout out to Bob Macedonia, my guy. You know, shout out to Don Florio. That's another big name out here. Is, you know, you leave it up to the lawyers. You leave it in lawyers' hands. And you know what the lawyer tell you? You know my always lawyer to me? Lay low, shut the fuck up, don't use the phone, and you never know who's snitching. Lay low. Every time I got in trouble, stay off the radar, because usually when you catch a case, all the court do is they keep prolonging it, because Because they saying, this is a dumb nigga. He's gonna get in trouble again. So they'll let it go a year or two. They want you to get in more trouble because you out fighting the case, right? You hear me, Vlad? You're fighting the case. Now you're fighting this case for 2 years. So if you're still selling drugs or still got the pistol on you, they just waiting for you to catch that another case. Once you catch another case, oh shit, another bail, this, da. Oh, now I gotta cop out to something. It's all a fucking game. I tell people all the time, when you off the street and you in a whole nother world, you looking at that, damn, that shit is a business. AT&T, MCI, transporting a prisoner to jail, Veds, Comcraft. I say the same shit over and over again. It's a fucking business. It's a business. That's why I talk to the kids, man. Like, yo, this shit is a fucking business. A rich man is buying that. And he could be Asian, he could be white, he could be black, or it could be a woman. They're buying them jails. Jail is a business. You could buy jails.
Well, Big U's attorney, Arturo Hernandez, cited a breakdown in communication and trust while requesting to get off the case. He said the attorney-client relationship has deteriorated to the point where continued representation would be unfair to both the client and the court. And Big U said that he doesn't have enough money to hire a new lawyer. Now, he can get a court-appointed lawyer, though.
I mean, with all the friends that Big U got, nobody's helping him with his lawyer. See, that's when I say the industry is fucked up. That shit crazy. I mean, to me, that's unbelievable. You know?
I mean, it's a 43-count indictment.
But so. I know when you get, but sometimes when you get pinched by the feds, people just want to stay away from you. Because the feds could start asking questions if you send a motherfucker money or pay for his lawyer. They could start investigating you. So I understand it. But, it's a shame, man. I mean, and like I said, we being watched, bro. I used to be watched. I used to get followed all the way home. 2 hip-hop police cars used to come out my house. Hip-hop police did. This is nothing new. I just seen it early because we older now. So I seen it early, man. The streets ain't nothing in the streets. Heartache, pain, and murder.
Well, 2 people that we both know, Remy Ma and Papoose, have been going at it on a level I haven't seen.
Black love. What happened to black love?
What happened to black love, man?
I mean, I'm cool with, I love Remy, I love Pap, but, and Clarissa Shields, I'm a fan of her. She was at Human Harmony last year. She was balling. Definitely a fan of her. So I just feel like it get messy with the internet because we used to Pap being so quiet. And then we seeing the whole other side of Remy. That's, Remy always rah, but Pat was more, preserving. Clarissa Shields, she's a boxing legend. Her fight, I'm definitely gonna catch her fight that's coming up. But I just feel like it's getting messy because I never heard Papoose really say nothing. But I think from a God angle, they look at it like, yo, this nigga did a 6-year bid, and you didn't really see him outside, like in the strip club, and he was visiting her like 5 days out the week, or so.
Yeah, no, I was interviewing him during that time when Remy was locked up. Yeah, I was interviewing Pap, and he was saying how he visited her all the time.
And I love Remy. He just held it down so much from a man's perspective, because I never know. I don't know not one nigga in the street that would have did what he did. Your girl do.
Well, no, listen. He even said, a lot of dudes complain when they get locked up, their girl doesn't see them. But when you go to a men's prison, you go on visiting day, it's filled with women, right? He said, you go to a women's prison, it was like him and one other guy. That's it.
Yeah, because they don't really give a fuck, man. And shout out to all the girls in Bedford Hills and all the other women's facilities. Hold your head, and hopefully one day y'all touch down. I feel like from a man's perspective, like my perspective is like I looked at Pap like the ultimate nigga. Like you did 8 years with 7 years, whatever the bid was, because it was a long bid for Remy, and now everything is kind of messy. It's like, damn, black love. We looked at him like, to me, I think a lot of people was happy and we never seen that. So it's just a terrible thing. We never seen a man do a 8-year bid with a chick and you don't see him in the stripper, you don't hear him in the media with other chicks or nothing. He held it down. But
yeah.
I once heard before, it's all good. A relationship is all good till it's not good. So who am I to judge? Just remember that. It's all good till it's not good. So I don't know, you know, shout to them, you know, shout to all three of them. Like I said, I don't know what it's about, but it's just messy because we never heard Pap on the internet. I never heard, you know, Remy go so crazy. So it's just crazy because it's on the internet. And, you know, we love all three of them. People's fans of all three of them. But from a man's perspective, no disrespect to Remy, because I don't want no beef. I don't want to be on no diss record or nothing like that. I just think from a man perspective, he held it down because no other niggas gonna do what Papoose did. No nigga, hell no. You know what I mean? I don't think too many niggas gonna do that. Your girl locked up for AIDS. And nah, I don't see too many niggas doing that. So I think people have compassion a lot more towards Pat with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know,
look, I saw the best comment I've ever seen.
What?
Right? Papoose, I'm sorry. Me and you were cool, right? But I have to say because it's this funny. Someone said Papoose only dates women that he could send downstairs when he hears a noise in his house.
Nah, come on, man. Nah, man.
Come on, that's kind of funny. You don't think that's kind of funny?
Some niggas like aggressive women. They, you know, that just because you're aggressive don't make you beautiful. Like sometimes nigga don't want a soft woman. Nigga can want aggressive women.
Yeah, well, Papoose definitely gets aggressive women.
Yeah,
that's not. I mean, his style.
I mean, where I'm from, a lot of women are aggressive, but I'm a man, so it don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
to you,
hold on. Clarissa Shields aggressive and Remy Ma aggressive are two very special forms of aggressive. Most women are not like either of these two. Remy Ma went to jail for shooting a woman, and Clarissa Shields beats up women for a living.
I know some chicks in the hood that'll shoot you, and I know some chicks in the hood that can box too.
I got you. But most women are not like this.
No, I mean, yo, listen. I'm not saying most women are like this, but a lot of women ain't soft. Like a lot of women, he's more aggressive to you, but come on, like you never been punched in the face by your girl, or you know what I'm saying? Come on, like women could, you know. They not a lot of women ain't from where we from ain't soft, and we like it like that. Sometimes we like our women aggressive, you know. I think a lot of niggas in the hood would like their woman to had to swim.
I don't like aggressive women, man.
I mean, that's you.
That's me. That's me.
I like
to be the man in the relationship.
But I'm saying some men like their women aggressive, like you know.
Okay.
You could be kind-hearted. You could still be kind-hearted, a beautiful woman on the inside, but you could have your aggressive side. I think every woman got a little aggressive side. They ready to fight whenever or whatever, and they classy at the same time, but can be respectful. We just look at it because, Remy did time and Clarissa Shields is a world champion. They still look good. And Papoose.
I mean, look, when it comes to aggressive women, I'm going to tell you 6 words that every man on earth hates to hear.
What?
My man gonna fuck you up.
What do you mean? I'm lost with that.
You never had a woman, and I had a woman like this, who just goes out in public and gets into it with other dudes and then basically says, my man gonna fuck you up.
But Vlad, that's what she's supposed to say because a woman wants to feel safe around you.
Right, so, but a lot of time, what I'm saying is, but there's some women that go out and cause these problems and expect you to fix them. That's what I'm saying.
If your lady says, my man gonna fuck you up, you're supposed to co-sign that. Like, yo, I'm not gonna only fuck this nigga up, I'm gonna put him in the hospital, go to jail, come back, and beat him up again. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman wants to feel what? She wants to feel safe around you. So for me, I done heard my man gonna beat you up, my brother gonna beat you up, my uncle's gonna kill you. You done heard all that shit. Where we from. So, you know, that's just like another day in the office for me.
I feel you. Well, Papoose said that he wrote 90% of Remy Ma's lyrics.
Yo, listen, he said that. He say, she say, like I said, it's all good. A relationship's all good till it's not good. Remember that. Because the back and forth, we don't know what's what and who's who. But if you write for your wife, are you going to take the publishing or no? That's the question I would ask you.
I mean, if you write for somebody,
I might want
you
some
should
kind of
get your dues.
Supposedly.
You know, your dues, period. If you artistically contribute to something that makes money musically, then yeah, you should get everything you deserve.
Or you just say that's wifey, fuck the pub.
No, I think if you wrote the lyrics, you should get part of the pub. And I think she should be happy to give it to you.
But Pat was a nice guy, man. If he wrote everything he said he did, I don't know. Remy is a dope artist, you know.
I don't know, man. There's so many accusations. Next thing you know, he gonna say that Remy shot Biggie and she gonna say that he's really a woman.
The only thing
you know what I'm saying? This just gets more and more crazy.
The only thing I think people will question, because Pap is a dope writer. He's a dope writer, definitely.
Right.
But Remy did have hits before she was around.
Exactly. Lean Back was before her and Pap started dating. So where did that come from?
You can't take nothing from Remy.
Don't get me wrong. Or Annie Up, the Annie Up remix. Pap was around for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Remy wasn't conceited and all that before Pap. That shit was coming.
Right. Exactly.
So that's the only thing. That's the only thing you could contest to is like Remy had hits kind of before she met Pap. So when he say I wrote 90% of the music, I'm not gonna contest that or whatever, because it's public information, so they can't be mad if we talk about it. But Remy did have hits before she was around Pap. And when you think about female rap in New York City, she's in the Hall of Fame. You gotta put her in there.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to.
Remy's dope. I've always been a Remy fan. Me and Remy been doing interviews since before Vlad TV. So
who we say? New York Hall. We say Queen Latifah, right? I would say Moni Love. Moni Love wasn't from New York. Queen Latifah's from Jersey, but I still.
Moni Love was from was it the UK or something?
Yeah, she's from the UK. I always loved her with Queen Latifah though. But Queen Latifah, I know she's not from New York, but she would.
She was Jersey. Pretty close.
She was Jersey, but we cool. We right there. We like family. So I put Queen Latifah, MC Lyte,
Nicki Minaj, the biggest one out of all of them.
I'm going old school first, because I'm trying to think.
Okay, got it.
We went Queen Latifah. Who we said? We said Queen Latifah. What I just said? I'm lost right now.
Queen Latifah.
MC Lyte.
MC Lyte, right.
Salt and Pepper.
Right. Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill? Yeah, Lauryn Hill, definitely.
Lauryn Hill's Jersey, but if you're going to put Latifah in, you got to put Lauryn Hill. Yeah, we got to put
Lauryn Hill on there.
Yeah.
Who else? New York, New Jersey. What am I missing? So many more. Roxanne Shante. Real Roxanne.
Yeah.
Start getting tough.
I mean, then if you get into a slightly, into like the 80s and 90s, then you're looking at like Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown.
Oh yeah, of course, Lil' Kim and Foxy. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. You gotta put Lil' Kim, Foxy on there.
Right.
And then we're going to Nicki.
Yep.
And we took a New York Jersey. You gotta put Cardi on there.
Cardi's on there, yeah, absolutely.
You would put Ice Spice on there, of course, right?
In terms of new rappers, you gotta put her on there in terms of the new generation.
You gotta put Remy on there.
Yeah.
Who else are we missing? There's so many more, bro. And there's so many new ones.
Yeah, I mean Rhapsody, she's dope. I think she does,
Rhapsody, you gotta put on there. There's so many more, bro.
Yeah.
But like Remy she would definitely be on there. Even off Annie Up, that verse alone, like.
Right.
That's why I remember when I was doing Hoffa and Heineken was saying something about Remy, and I was like, come on, man, you can't discredit anything Remy does. So, you know what I mean? And you can't discredit Papoose. He was around K Slay. Rest in peace, K Slay. Like, I miss K Slay so much, bro. Like, I miss him. Like, that's words can't explain how I miss him. Like, I think he motivated me more to put out music, because I got a ton of music that I really don't even really put out like that. But I used to give K Slay records. And I remember 100 Deep I got on that, because, I know a lot more artists would get on it if he was here, though. But he not here, so, it's not the same with him not here. Just the whole energy in Sirius Radio without him being here. For me, it's just like different. Good times.
Well, speaking of albums, Lloyd Banks just dropped a new album.
Shout to Banks. See, promoted.
You're not on this album, though.
No.
Surprisingly.
No. I've been running around so much that, like, I didn't even have no idea that he was dropping it. But, Cop It, AON, you know what it is. And he got Ghostface Killer on there. That was a dope record. And a couple of other artists on there. I think Styles P on there.
Yeah, Styles P's on it.
I like the Ghostface.
Is on it. Who else? A dude named TL, Top of the Line.
Yeah, Top of the Line TL from 40 Projects. He from my hood. He was on there. That was surprising. That was a good feature. But I really like the Ghostface. Even though me and Ghostface don't really get along like that. Like shout to Wu-Tang. I'm over all beefs, man. It's been 20-something years. The Ghostface record I like and the Styles P was cool. That was dope.
I was listening to it, man. I mean, Lloyd Banks, is doing Lloyd Banks, and he's been consistent in what he does, you know, in terms of lyricism, the wordplay. I know he doesn't like me, and he'll probably never do Vlad TV. That's cool.
Let's just promote the album, man. I don't like to get in between the
I'm not, but you know, you and I had a conversation, so I don't bring his name up anymore and everything else like that.
Shout out to him.
Listen,
and
if at one point, whatever issues he has, if he wants to, you know, get over them, or if he wants to talk to me about them, he has an open table, because the first time anyone's ever said Vlad TV on camera was you and Lloyd Banks.
Yeah, it's the Talk of New York, Tony Yayo.
POK, Lloyd Banks, man.
And you know what time it is, a lot of diamonds. We on VladTV.com.
Yeah. Log on.
Oh shit, that's crazy. I never even knew that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So when I drop my podcast, can I do some commercials on Vlad TV? Can I have help?
Yeah, I got you.
That's why it's good to have friends, man.
Of course. Well, speaking of New York rappers,
Okay.
There's an interesting East Coast West Coast war that's happening right now.
Oh shit!
You been following this?
Oh yeah, Joey Badass. Yeah.
Joey Badass basically declared war on the West Coast.
Yeah, definitely.
Lyrically, not physically. Lyrically.
My man Unique from Canaan. Yeah, that's my man right there, Joey Badass.
Okay. Now, I feel like there's not really a lot of press around this. Like, I've been hearing this happening, but none of the songs are really reacting. But you know what?
The streets are talking about it more. That's the thing. Like, it's more like Joey Badass is one of them artists that is a big artist worldwide. So he'll do shows overseas and markets that a lot of artists can't get to. He's a real dope artist. Like a ASAP Rocky. Like ASAP Rocky's worldwide. Got $1 million deals with Ray-Bans and Gucci Guilty. He gets fucking crazy endorsement deals. So when you look at Joey Badass, like, motherfucker can rap. And that cypher with him, Ab-Soul, and my boy Big Sean, he went crazy on that. His diss record, he went crazy. And you know, I like what TDE is doing over there. You know what I'm saying? But you know, is a good battle's a good battle. Niggas, at the end of the day, that's what we want to hear. So yeah, everybody's checking for Joey Badass right now, the way he's spitting, because right now, he's going crazy. And I got love for TDE. Come in, you know, they can rap over there. Ab-Soul can rap. A lot of them motherfuckers can rap over there. So, you know, and he has some diss to Daylight too. Is it something with Daylight?
Yeah, no, he actually mentions Daylight's Vlad TV interview.
Oh, yeah. I think I heard that, yeah.
Would you like what I did? Yeah. That's you know, my agenda for the rest of the semester.
Are you gonna start a Kickstarter for that?
I'm gonna start a Kickstarter. You know, I'm gonna set it to like a meal ticket, and like, you know what I'm saying, if I can reach a meal ticket, like I'm gonna drop me and P Diddy tape. That's something I would love to do. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, Diddy is like a very attractive person. You know what I'm saying? I've always been infatuated with how he dances. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was something about like the arms, and like, I used to just be like, yo, that's sexy, yo. Like no, like pause, like no homo, like let's really be honest, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Diddy thick, yo.
But let's keep it real. Vlad, I mean, Daylight do some crazy shit in his battles, but let's not. You can't take away, he's one of them niggas that can rap. You know what I'm saying?
Battle rap, Daylight
is Daylight.
Fucking man.
I'm not going to say I ain't watch his battles back in the days. I can't say that. So, like, he could spit. You know what I'm saying? What's the other kid? Ray Vaughn? Ray Vaughn. Ray Vaughn could spit too. So, Ray Vaughn could spit too, but Joey now was just...
No, I just want to say that the Joey Badass lyric, where he, you know, aimed at Daylight that mentions Vlad TV, he said, "Nothing you can say take away that sus shit you said on Vlad."
Yeah, that was
I'm gonna get on your ass, but you might like that.
Yeah. That was crazy. That Vlad interview was crazy that you had with him. So it made it comical. But I ain't gonna lie, Joey been spitting. We wanna see more. I mean, we love that in hip hop. We wanna hear motherfuckers battle. Cause those are the lyrical, crazy motherfuckers. And Joey been, man, listen. And them niggas, they got some fire over there too. Think I heard a Ray Devon diss he had. It was pretty cool. But it's like the beats that Joey picking is just crazy right now. And the way he's spitting on some New York grimy, just don't give a fuck shit.
Well, you mentioned overseas. Chris Chris Brown just made bail. He had a £5 million bail, which I think is like $6.5 million US, over a London assault case. So I guess what they say is that Chris allegedly attacked a music producer with a tequila bottle at a club. And once he went back to the UK, he got arrested.
One thing, must be the money. It's Chris Brown, man. It must be the money. It's all about the money. Came here, or we could lock him up and make some money. All right, bail system. I bet they get a percentage of that bail. They might get a percentage of that bail. They might get $1 million of that or something. And be like, all right, and it might be a bullshit case. Might get $1 million out of that bail. He get his money back. Cause some bail, they take a percentage when you do a bond. You know what I'm saying? But out of $6 million, even if they take 10% of that, they good. Or we take 10% of the money, let him go. He'll have to fly back and forth. Or we can make some money off the case. It's all about the money, especially when you're overseas in London. And then the dude probably want to work something out and get, 500 or something, or $1 million, or whatever. All that shit is light work to Chris. Shout out to Chris Brown and my man Ant the Ladies, man. That's my guy. You know what I mean? And it's some bullshit. Because he should have knew he was going to get arrested before he even fucking got to London. They should have they should have did that. That shit is all about bread, bro. So I'm glad they let him go, and he got his tour that's coming. And I know that's going to be sick. Hopefully I could catch a date overseas, because we'll be overseas with 50. Germany, we coming. Tel Aviv, we coming. Paris, we will be there. All these other places, we are in the building. The Legends tour, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, here's the thing though, right? Here's the thing. It's a $6.7 million bail, like after you convert it. But as part of his bail, he had to surrender his passport. So therefore, this tour is paused until this is worked out.
Oh, I thought he was on tour.
He can't leave the country. He surrendered his passport. You can't leave the UK without a passport.
Oh man, lawyers will work that out though. That'd be good. They'll figure it out. Cause I heard I seen something he was going to the first day.
Wait. I'm wrong. Okay, hold on.
You're wrong. See,
I'm wrong. Okay, he's required to surrender his passport except when he is traveling for his tour and his next court date, which is set on June 20th.
There you go. Yeah.
So actually, I was wrong. He could actually still do his tour, but he has to make it back to court. Now he could just say, screw it, I ain't going back to court.
Think about this. It's Chris Brown. We're gonna have him on TV in London. He's gonna be in our hotels. He's gonna be here with an entourage. It's a money thing, man. It's gonna be on TV. Everybody knows Chris Brown is in town. Everybody's gonna come to court. Hey, come on, it's a money thing. Let's keep Chris Brown in London so we can make more fucking money. All right, he got a charge, whatever. Innocent till proven guilty, but let's keep him here. Oh yeah, we need $6 million bail because it's Chris Brown. You know what I mean? It's crazy when you fuck a rich nigga, everything costs more, right? Think about it. $1,000 haircut, $6 million bond. Fuck it. Everything costs court. $50 million lawsuits. Everything costs more. So if his bail is $6 million, they're gonna get, like I said, even if they get 10% of that, they're good. And we got Chris Brown in town. Let's go to our restaurants, use our hotels, and he gonna make our news and everything go up. All the press, newspapers, everything, internet, whatever, everything's gonna sell. It's a money thing, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he attacked this dude, Amadou Abi Diao.
Supposedly.
And that guy actually filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles. So, obviously he's trying to get some money out of it. If you can get a conviction in the UK,
it's all about the money.
That insurance could be used for a lawsuit.
Supposedly.
And then get millions potentially.
Don't worry, we give him a little change, supposedly. Might give him some change, might not. That's how it works in this industry. You know that. Come on.
All right, let me ask you a question though, right? I don't know the exact details of this fight that allegedly occurred where he got hit with a tequila bottle or whatever, but as someone who is as big as Chris Brown, wouldn't you think that the last thing that he would want to do himself is put his hands on somebody? He has security around him all the time, but he knows that once he personally hits somebody with anything, a hand, an object, it's all over.
Automatic lawsuit. Chris Brown could fucking tap you on your shoulder like this and the motherfucker suing. So we already know, but that just comes with the game in certain times. It comes with the game. We paid lawsuits before. Motherfuckers got jaws broke and bottles crushed over their head, and they'll bypass me. I'll be a part of the lawsuit, but you know who's gonna be the number one name on the list? Is gonna be 50 Cent, because these are the guys. These are the bosses. So of course, Chris Brown, he might not. Somebody else could have did something, or somebody could have threw something across the room. Supposedly, oh, Chris Brown did it. You the richest motherfucker in the room, bro. That's just how it's gonna go. That's why usually people with a lot of money stay to themselves, or they hang around people that have as much money as them, so they don't have the fucking lawsuit problems and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
But in them clubs and shit like that, shit gets sticky. We had 1 million lawsuits.
Yeah. No, look, I was at Boosie's house this one time, right? And I remember I tweeted about this, and he had a Cane Corso dog, and I'm petting the dog, and I'm feeling the dog is a little tense, and as I go to pet it, he bites me. Not a serious bite, but just a little bit of a bite. And I'm like, oh, Boosie, like, your dog just bit me. He goes, damn, this is like the third person he bit this week. And I'm like, bro, like, someone gonna sue you. Like, I'm not gonna sue you.
Hell yeah,
you know, because I'm your friend and we do business together. Like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just joking. But somebody who's not in my position and gets bit by your dog will sue you.
Definitely. Like, if I'm quite sure if, you know, the Camera Crew production, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I'm quite sure if they come to Boosie house and you bite my man over here, motherfuckers ain't gonna be happy. They gotta get technique shots, bill, yo, Boosie. They gonna want Boosie to pay for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, shit. And getting bit by a Cane Corso ain't. I'm quite sure that fuck shit hurt.
I mean, he didn't bite me too hard because I pulled away, and so he just kind of skimmed me a little bit. I mean, I had a few bite marks on me. It's not a big deal. But my thing was, like, I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to warn you about someone else doing it. I'm not.
Hell yeah. If that dog get loose and tear some shit up, bite somebody or kill another dog, yeah, you going to get a lawsuit. Even if it kill another dog, you can get a lawsuit.
That's true.
All right, you know, I had 7 dogs, so I'm familiar with dogs. I never had a cane, though. I feel like they too crazy, too big.
Cane Corsos are pretty crazy.
Yeah, my man had him. He was like, yo, was eating fucking toys, his kids' toys and shit. I was like, yo, this shit's like 2 horses in the crib, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, but my man told me how a guy he knew had 2 Cane Corsos, and he got a third, and the other 2 killed the third in the cage.
Yeah, I believe that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. And come on, vet bills? Nobody know about the vet bills, man. Vet bills is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Shout to all the dog lovers and cat lovers and animal lovers.
Well, Rod Wave was arrested in Atlanta on 13 felony counts.
Yeah, I seen that. It's crazy.
Aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during a felony, pointing a gun at another person, criminal damage to property, reckless conduct, tampering with evidence. So I guess something had happened and he pulled out a gun and just started shooting.
Yeah, it was supposed to be his girl car or some shit like that.
Yeah, a bunch of cars got hit. He's released on bond. My man Drew Finley's, representing him though, so that's a good thing.
Drew Finley. So it was all a mistake, Drew. Drew Finley's gonna say it was a mistake. Maybe he tripped and his gun went off, or maybe, he was trying to shoot at something and maybe he just hit the cars by accident. It'll work itself
They said that
out.
he was a victim of a robbery, and that's when the shooting occurred.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then that's what happened. Victim of robbery, motherfucker shot the car up. So I don't know where they come with this girl stuff, though. You know what it is with the media? We never know what's real in the media. So, like, they be like, yo, he shot his girl car up or this or that. It's like now the media sometimes, all media is not good. Like, Adam 22, Academics, Danza, Gillian Wallow, Drink Champs. There's a whole list of guys that's good. And there's just a whole bunch of people that just put out shit there and let people put out. And you know what we blame? We blame the artists because we made everybody want to be stars. So sometimes it's not even the correct information out there. People just put it out for the clickbait, or people will say shit about you or just for the clickbait or just for the clout. And it's fucked up because we made everybody want to be stars. Us celebrities, basketball players, we made everybody want to be stars. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be a star. But there's just so many now, and everybody's so opinionated, and everybody just run with what they see. You know what I'm saying?
I put out this tweet recently, and it went viral. It's at I think 3.5 million impressions right now.
Yeah.
I said, name a white person in hip hop who has never been called a culture vulture.
Oh shit. Steve LaBelle.
Okay.
I'll say Steve LaBelle, you know, he been with Jam Master Jay and Russell and them, and, you know, it's a good friend of mine. I don't look at you as a culture vulture because it's like, listen, man, I don't, when it comes to music and the culture, I don't put like a race, like he's white or he's black or he's Asian. Because when you go around the world, you'll see a German dude playing J. Rue the Damager, playing Rod Diggs. One day I pulled up playing Rod Diggs and Uncle Murda. Like, we in a whole nother country. There might be a white dude, there's white dudes, like, what's the guy, Trap Law?
Trap Law Ross.
He's fucking good. I don't care what nobody says about him. He's good at what he does. He's a fucking white boy that goes there, he gets the fucking information. He knows, there's white people that know as much about hip hop as a black person.
Well, depending on how long you've been in it.
I'm just saying, when you go over.
There's people that know more. I mean, I've been involved in hip hop since hip hop essentially started.
This is what I'm saying. Vlad TV been around since World Star. This is 50, right? That's why people got to understand the respect I have for you, because the younger generation don't know. 04, 05, it was World Star Hip Hop, thisis50.com, Vlad TV, Forbes DVD, and that's when we went from DVD to actually going online. So y'all have a place in history people might have forgot, you know, because other places, you know, World Star, what we consider World Star was, rest in peace Q, like one of the biggest. Yeah. There was a time where World Star was the machine. Vlad was the machine. This is 50 was the machine. And Forbes DVD, it was the machine. You know? And then before that, we had what? Sub-Zero, Fendi, French. Who else? The DVD era was before you guys. Y'all, French didn't transition to the internet. Fendi didn't transition to the internet. Sub-Zero, I would say, what do you say? Sub what? Not really. Sub-Zero was really more.
No, so Sub-Zero was a DVD format. I mean, and in fact, you know, while I was talking to you, I went to ChatGPT and I said, who is the godfather of online hip hop? They said DJ Vlad. That's ChatGPT.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chat, because for me, when I'm overseas, you know, people say Vlad. They love your interviews, Vlad. I love you. We love what you're doing, Vlad. I love being on Vlad TV. Me and you got a relationship, like you said. You reminded me and Banks was the first ones to even shout out a Vlad TV, like Vlad DVD back then. You know, because a DVD, let's keep it real. DVD was as important as the fucking mixtape.
True.
It was, because there was no way to see you. There was no fucking Instagram and no internet like that. So there's no way to see you. So the DVD is how we got to see, like we said, Shay Davis was with Adam 22. You got to see Shay Davis or see Tony Yayo or see Lloyd Banks or see Papoose or what was it? Graph at that time. There was mad niggas. It was the DVD era to the internet era. You respected. You love the culture. So people look at it, yo, Vlad, sometimes you just go ham to make people don't like you. But
yeah.
I mean,
listen, I like to stir the pot. Like, it's crazy how viral my tweets go.
Yeah.
Like this white rapper with this white hip hop comment. Right. I was watching TV and I just thought of it. I just tweeted it. 3.5 million people tuned into that one tweet. You know what I'm saying? 3.5 million people.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
So for me,
but clearly, what I'm doing is reacting to people. They can say they love me, they can say they hate me, but they're all listening.
No, I think people, because now they call you Vlad 22 and Adam 22. I don't know why. Like, comparisons. I mean, I just go. You know, I be online. I love YouTube. I love.
Yeah, no, it's all
I love
good.
Instagram.
I love my friends. I don't mind the comparison.
I love entertainment, you know? And it's just for me. I feel like we in a self-snitching era anyway. So like, if you go on an interview and you say the wrong thing that police could use against you, I mean, I would think that is kind of sort of your fault. I can't blame you, Adam, or academics or anybody for saying something stupid online that I know better than not saying. You know what I mean? I would think you blame yourself. But that's like a drill rapper. They'll say, you know, they'll put in some work, killed this nigga, and, you know, put it in a song. Yes, that's gonna be evidence.
Well, speaking of that, since our last interview, Tay-K has been sentenced to 80 years.
Damn.
for his second murder. Now, the first murder was a home invasion.
Damn, that nigga had 2 murders?
2 murders. There's actually a third murder that he was allegedly involved in before that first murder.
Damn.
But they ended up not charging him. But what's interesting is I have the first interview from a co-defendant in that case that's running right now. This white girl named Mia Santoro.
Oh yeah, didn't somebody tell seen a girl telling in court on something? I don't know if that was
well, okay, so this is a very complicated story, right? So what happened was this girl, who was only 15 years old at the time, you know, she said she was sex trafficked up to this point with a bunch of older girls and older guys and stuff like that.
Terrible. Mm-hmm.
Terrible, right? She was 15, the other 2 girls were in their 20s.
Wow.
And basically, they go to this guy's house who's a weed dealer who, you know, she had met before. And this part's a little hazy. You know, they said that the plan was for her to have sex with the guy while they went in and robbed the place. She's saying she didn't know about the plan, whatever else. She was the youngest person there. But anyways, they go to this house, they start hanging out, her and these 2 girls, and then 4 guys rush in, one of which is Tay-K. Mm-hmm. One of the guys, not Tay-K, shoots one of the guys and kills him. Another guy shoots the guy that, you know, Mia was with, and he shoots him, he gets shot in the shoulder. Mm-hmm. Everyone scatters. The next day, everyone gets arrested, right?
So they didn't get no weed, no money, no nothing?
Nothing.
Oh,
I don't know what they got. I mean, but one guy's dead, another guy's shot. The guy that got killed had a 3-year-old daughter. So it's really a messed up situation. So everyone scatters.
So you mean to tell me they ran in the house for nothing? They just ran in there and shot the guys for nothing?
Pretty much for nothing, it seems. Pretty much for nothing.
Oh, they shot the guy and things got spooky and they just ran. Yeah, that's
exactly
crazy. So you killed them for nothing. So what happened
was everyone gets arrested.
Murder. Go ahead. Yeah. Senseless murder. Yeah.
And everyone except for the shooters, all the underage people, her, Tay-K, this guy named Pimpies, they're all underage. They're all like 16 years old, 15 years old. Mm-hmm. They all get ankle monitors. So then Tay-K decides to cut off his ankle monitor and go on the run and makes a song about it called The Race.
Yeah, I remember
and that song
that
becomes
the
first...
Millions of views. Millions of views.
Millions of views.
Yeah,
and here's the crazy thing, right? That's the only song that's ever charted on Billboard where the person who made the song had been in prison the entire time the song was on the charts.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, because he was locked up for a minute. The Race.
So ultimately, she gets sentenced to 25 years to life. Because here's the thing.
Stole your life out the window, huh?
In most states, if you're involved in a crime that ends up as a murder, everybody gets charged with that murder.
Yeah, everybody gets charged with that murder. Yes, 100%.
Right.
Yep.
So she was charged with capital murder along with Tay-K and like 500 or six other people.
You could be the driver. Yeah, you could be the driver. You could be in the car. You can
exactly.
You can get
she
charged.
Gets charged. She gets convicted. Mm-hmm. She gets 25 years to life. But ultimately, she appeals it. She wins the appeal and she gets out. And you know, now she's on 10-year probation, has an ankle monitor, and this is the first interview about this case from anyone involved in the case. So it's really kind of a crazy interview right now.
You really wanted to, that's going to be crazy, and then you wanted to interview the guys that broke out the New Orleans jail is crazy.
Yeah, I did a tweet about that. You know something? A ton of people hit me, a ton, but I couldn't really tell who was real and so forth, and plus it's like, people were asking for money, and you know how the grandmother got arrested because she tried to give the dude money? She tried to give like her grandson money. Now she's arrested for aiding like an escaped criminal, an escaped convict.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. I mean, you know, what's the grandmother's always gonna love you no matter how good or bad you are.
I know that was a sad situation.
It's sad. They shouldn't do that to her. I mean, the facility is crazy because didn't somebody break out another New Orleans different jail? So it's like, man, what them jails must be old as hell. They run fucking is it for motherfuckers just be breaking out like that easy? Cause you never hear about that shit, motherfucking jailbreaks. You hear. Last jailbreak you probably heard was El Chapo, man. You don't be hearing about that shit too much.
No, right.
But the way they was running out the front of that
Let me ask you a question, though, about the whole Tay-K case. Mm-hmm. Tay-K, I think, was like 15 or 16. Mm-hmm. I think he was like 16 when the first murder occurred, 17 when the second murder occurred.
Right.
He got 55 years, and then he got 80 years. Mm-hmm. Now, they're probably going to run concurrently. It's a state case.
Yeah, but he basically got 100 years, over 100 years.
You know, and look, like the second murder, the first one was a robbery.
And what state is this? Because this state must not play. What state is
What's that?
What state was it in again?
This was Texas.
Oh, yeah. They fuck.
Yeah. Forget about it.
Oh, forget about it. They fucking.
Because here's the interesting thing, right? Once Tay-K went on the run and cut his ankle monitor off and made the song, the judge revoked everyone's ankle monitors, right? Everyone went back to jail because of Tay-K.
Yeah, that's what usually happens.
And when you look at the sentencing, okay, the guy who did the murder, he got life.
Yeah, of course.
The guy that shot one of the other guys got 40 years. Tay-K, who was not even a shooter, got 55 years because he went on the run and made a song.
Yeah, that's Texas.
That's Texas.
Yeah, so I don't know. Is it a Commonwealth state? No, it's not Commonwealth. No. Commonwealth state is like Pennsylvania and stuff like that, but the rules are kind of harsher down south, man.
Texas is not Commonwealth.
But Texas got the death penalty.
Oh yeah, Texas definitely has the death penalty.
Yeah, they'll fry a motherfucker down there. So you know the laws are different. So when you hear them 55 years, yeah, you cut the ankle monitor. Yeah, New York will have a little more leniency on you. You cut one motherfucker cut his ankle monitor don't mean everybody else gonna run. You know what I'm saying? But the judge, fuck that. We lost one already. Put them all back in jail because they not playing in them towns. They be getting football numbers out there, 55, 40. You hear the numbers they got? Well, that shit crazy.
Let me ask you a question, right? So the first situation, he was there during a home invasion. He wasn't the shooter. He got 55 years for that. Now, the second situation, he was robbing a cameraman, ends up killing him, right? Now, this is not one of his ops. This is not crazy. Someone that, you know,
this
there's
is
no
crazy YN behavior, bro. This is crazy YN behavior, bro. You killed your cameraman? Like, this is what I be trying to tell dudes. Like, and now you trying to beat the case. You get, stuff ain't worth 100 years. What's the kid that got caught and killed in Philly? What's his name again? Look him up. He was a dope rapper, man. I don't know how I don't remember his name. It's Q something.
Hold on. You're talking about LGP Qua?
LGP Qua.
Yeah.
He got killed over a chain. The 3 dudes that did it was 17, 15. These dudes' brains ain't even fully grown yet to know they're making decisions. Until they turn 50, 60 years old in jail, they're gonna realize, man, we went to jail over a chain, killed a good dude that did stuff for the community for fucking nothing. Rest in peace to him. Because these kids don't even think. Like, why would you kill a cameraman? And the reason why he got 55, because you was there when a man got killed. They hitting you with that time. And another man, an attempt murder. Anything above the waist, he got hit in the shoulder, that's an attempt. So you got a murder and attempt. Yo, give him 40, give him 55. Oh, he want to clip his bracelet? This is Texas. Yo, give him 55. We don't even care about him. We got him for some other murders. You killed your cameraman? Yeah, give him 80. Shit ain't worth it. You had a career going. It's not worth it. That's why I tell these young kids, man, and older guys, don't trick yourself off the streets like a young man just told me about to go do his bid again. And shout out to him. I got to put some money on his books. Because that, you always stay grounded, always keep your ear to the streets, stay out the way. You know, my man Dro, remember we did the kids from the program?
Yeah.
He just lost a kid.
Damn.
Yeah, rest in peace. I don't know his name. I just seen him put him on Instagram real fast. But what he's trying to do is change.
Wait. Was this one of the kids he brought to my studio?
It might be. I'm not sure. But one of the kids he might have brought to the studio passed away. Got shot in the head.
Damn, these were all young kids. Were they like 15 years old?
These kids be 15 and 16. It's getting worse and worse out there.
Damn.
And you know, when we was young, we wasn't perfect, but it's getting worse and worse out there. But look at Tay-K, his career, life is done. 55 years, 80 years.
Yeah, it's a
You're
wrap.
done. Like,
well,
the system.
Let me ask you a question, because me and Mano were talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that someone doing something like this at age 16 should be given 80 years? Or do you think that they should keep it, pay attention to the person's age and not give them such a harsh, sentence?
Nah, I think you should be sentenced the same way anybody else is sentenced, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of crime is stupid crime. Innocent people die, that shit ain't cool. Kill somebody's grandmother, kill somebody's moms, nah. I'm not saying you deserving to be in jail, but it's not meant for you to be in the streets because you're a menace to society. That's how people's going to look at you, you know?
Yeah, he was involved in 3 murders, So two that he was convicted of, and one that allegedly he was involved. That's 3 murders by the time you're 17 years old. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, if you kill an innocent cameraman, right?
Yeah.
And then that was stupid. he got a family, he got kids, right? And
I
then,
don't know.
then you involved in some weed shit. You supposed to take some weed, a pound or two. It's not worth that man dying over a pound of weed. When you sitting in your cell, and you got a cut on, he got a cut on his neck, so that means wherever he's at, it's fucking active. You just seen Tory get stabbed. It's active in any jail or prison you go into, right? You seen what goes on in jail, and everybody who's in jail don't want to be in there. So motherfuckers are going to jail for McDonald's money. If you take a hit, I'm gonna kill this nigga for 40,000. Oh, you can make that 40,000 at McDonald's in a month. The nigga that
wait. You can make that money.
I mean in a year.
In a year.
Not a month. You know what I mean. In a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can make that 40,000 in a year. So you just gave up all your life for McDonald's money, Burger King money. You could go out and work hard and make that 40,000, but you made 40,000 at one time. It means a lot to you. Or 50,000. It's worth that hit. Then you working in the jail for 1 cent a week or a day. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Your freedom
man.
Listen, your freedom is worth more than money, anything.
I agree.
That's why motherfuckers with money like Diddy is fighting for his freedom. You spend $100 million on your freedom, you spend every dime you got on your freedom, right?
Of course.
Because your freedom is worth more anything, and that's what the young YNs gotta know, and even some of the older niggas, we gotta know your freedom is worth anything. I did skid bids. I never liked jail at all. I don't want to wake up and smell somebody else's shit. I gotta give them a courtesy flush. I don't want to wake up and motherfuckers are knife fighting for breakfast. I'm good. I don't want none of that.
Let me ask you a question, right? I have this theory. I feel that the dudes who constantly go back to jail, like constantly, 7, 8, 10 bids, I think they're secretly gay.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say they secretly gay.
I don't know anyone. Like, listen, I have male friends. You're my friend. We can hang out. I can't spend 2-3 days with you. Like, I'm gonna go lose my fucking mind. Now I can hang out with a female for 2 or 3 days.
I think the female and male species are just like that. Girls, they need their space from their friends, and we need our space from our friends. But what I'm saying is, you think they gay, right? I'm not gonna say that, right? I'm gonna say it's something called institutionalized, right? You do all this time. What was that? Shawshank Redemption? Remember you ever seen that?
Yeah,
when you do all this time and so much changes, all your friends are dead, all the stores are changed, you have no job opportunities, you're on parole, you know what I'm saying? You're not making no money. Women might not want you, or they might want you, or you might not even gotta remember how to love a woman again because you've been gone 20 years. The smell of a woman might turn you on, but it might be weird to her. They're so institutionalized. You're waking up 6 and 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's institutionalized. They walk. You could see it sometimes. You could be in a club and a dude, you could just tell he just came home. It's like, you could just see it. He's on that time and they institutionalized. So in their mind, they make all the wrong mistakes. Because number one, you're trying to catch up. So when you make all the wrong mistakes, boom. I done seen dudes be gone for 10 years, come home for a year, start selling drugs, and fuck up again, and now they got mad time because they got a record. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a cycle because you can't come home to a job. That's number one, Vlad. Who's gonna hire you if you got a murder charge? Fucking Saks Fifth ain't hiring you, or McDonald's ain't hiring you. You know what I'm saying? Either one. Nobody's hiring you with a murder charge, attempt murder. Then if you got fraud or something, a bank ain't hiring you. Who's hiring you? There's no opportunity for dudes when they come home and do 10 years. So they go back to the same block, I've seen it a million times, and try to sell drugs, and they're not successful. They get caught again and have another case because everybody needs money. They feel like money's an essential. So instead of them to take time, move outside, change their life, find a job, they thinking about that fast money again. So it's just a cycle. Then you institutionalize. A lot of motherfuckers institutionalize. All they know is jail. You got 3 hots and 3 hots in the cot. You don't have to do nothing in the world. I don't have to worry. I don't have nothing. Some niggas like jail. And it's not because they gay. It's because some of them, maybe, some of them gay, right? But they institutionalized too. You got to remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but look, like, I just love women too much to be put in a place where there
So
are
do
no
I.
women.
I understand, dude. So
You see? And look, and here's the thing, right? I'm not just talking. I have a lot of friends and regular guests that have done significant jail time and never went back.
So tell us to the young niggas, because it seemed like the young niggas, it's different. We came from a time, I seen something on YouTube, and it might be Trap Lord, one of them guys, because I watch YouTube faithfully. And the kid said, it ain't about the money, it ain't about the bitches no more who got the most jewelry, it's about the niggas that got the most hats, the most murders. That's how young niggas think now. So say that to the young, say that to the young niggas that want to go to jail for the rest of their life and not have women around. Cause it ain't older niggas now, it's the younger niggas. It's like whoever put in the most work. And if that's how you live, get it how you live. But going to jail for the rest of life, I don't think it's worth it. Like you said, I want to be, and it ain't about being about women, it's about going to eat a beef patty with cocoa bread, going to see the birds. Women play a major part. We all love women. But you know what I'm saying? Going to see the birds, enjoying your kids, enjoying life, flying the world. Because when that gets all taken away from you, like when you're in jail, like a Diddy or Tory Lanez, like we talking about, when that all gets taken away from you, when you come out of that shit, you're so appreciative. It could be a year in jail, because I did skid bids. I ain't do no big bid. You could do a year in jail. And when you come out, you're so appreciative. It could be a fucking Big Mac with French fries. Like, damn. I missed that.
All right.
I ain't had that shit.
Okay, but look, for example, right? Let's just name actual examples. Freeway Ricky Ross got life in prison. You know, managed to reverse it and did 20-something years. Never went back to prison.
No, definitely. I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying some dudes.
Let me keep going. Terrence Gangster Williams did 25 years for like 40 bodies. Never went back.
Right.
Roger Bonds, who we both know, I believe he caught a body at one point. Did his time. And now he's out, he's working, he's making his money.
Yeah, definitely.
But all of these guys do not want to go back to prison and have never been back since I met them.
No, those are the exceptions.
Chi Ali, another one, caught a body, did 20-something years, got out, and he's good.
Yes, and those guys are the exception.
Really? That's the exception? That's not the rule?
No. But there's a lot of guys that are not like that.
Well, you know, I remember me and Chi Ali talked about this in our interview. Like, what Chi Ali said was interesting. He said, in terms of dudes that go back to jail, it's usually guys that get smaller bids. They get 5, 10 years, they get out, they hook up with their same friends, they get into the same type of thing. These dudes that are doing 20, 25 years, they get out, it's a whole new world.
Yeah.
You know, everyone they know is not around, they can't get into the same nonsense, so they really, like, seriously start their life over, and they actually don't go back.
You just hit it on the nail. You just said it the right way. The dudes that get the lower bids, 5 years, 4 years, they do that. A lot of them learned their lesson. Like I did 2 years maybe, and I learned my lesson. A lot of people learn their lesson, but I had something to come home to. If you don't have nothing to come home to, no family, no friends, you gotta survive, and they're gonna survive by any means necessary. That means maybe picking up a pistol or going back to the block to pick up some drugs or scamming or whatever you do, get it how you live, right? Like you said, them dudes do 5 years, they usually come back and do bids. You're right. You're absolutely right. But I know dudes that did 10 years and did long bids and went back to what they was doing. It just depends on the person.
Yeah, man, listen, I don't get it. Like, it's not that hard not to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is not do crimes.
What you know what I always heard and about the system? It's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get out.
True.
That's it. You could have a fight with somebody, and it could just be two little kids, because you see this, like, you know, my son is 17, so you know you see stuff. It could be kids fighting. You know how boys do, right? Fighting or whatever, real fight, and a kid lands on his head the wrong way, and you got a case now. It can happen that easy. So it's easy to get in trouble. It's hard to get out. You could be driving with your friends. Drunk, had a couple of drinks. You hit somebody. You got a DUWI and you got problems. It's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get out. Now, you know what that DUWI is gonna cost me? It's gonna cost me $10,000 between programming, lawyers, and fees. You know what that assault is gonna charge me? At least $7,000 to $5,000, because I gotta pay my lawyer and I might have to, you never know, pay some hospital bills or whatever it is. So it's easy to get in trouble, and it's hard to get out.
Okay, but I just want to point out, since you and I keep it 100 with each other, we don't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
You said you did your 2 years and you learned your lesson.
Yeah.
But let's just keep it 100. If you took out all the lawyer money that you had after that, you take that out, and everything else you got into after that, you had a public defender. Do you think you would have not ever gone back to jail?
Yeah, I would have went public defender. I'm going back to jail.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's another thing too.
I'm just gonna say, it's not that you necessarily learned your lesson, but you had the resources to not go back as well.
100%. And I feel like
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's just keep it fair.
Yo, I just had this conversation with one of my guys. You can't go to trial with illegal aid, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to lawyer up. You can't fight any case with illegal aid. If not, it's going to be the worst outcome. Yes, the resources make things better, but can it save you? Somewhat, to an extent, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, Skilla Baby.
Yeah.
Recently got shot in a drive-by shooting.
Yeah, man. I spoke to his management. I called his guy Rocket.
Oh, really?
Rocket.
Oh, okay. Because do you know Skilla Baby?
Yeah, I know Skilla Baby. He was around a lot, man. Shout to Rocket. Shout to Skilla Baby. Shout to everybody in Detroit. Yeah, definitely.
Well, 20 rounds were fired at his vehicle. He got grazed in the head, shot in the leg, and shot in the hand.
Right.
And I think he performed like that same night.
He performed at 42 Duck concert. I mean, God is good, man. He's lucky, But I spoke to his manager. I was like, yo, he got the Richard Mille. You got to tell him to get the Bulletproof. That's one thing. That was our thing, G-Unit. Like before you go get the watch or the Ferrari, go get the Bulletproof. Would have pinged off, but God bless he's here. I'm a big fan of Skilla Baby, and a lot of artists in Detroit. But I know how Detroit is, man. It's a crazy place, man. And it ain't hard to find somebody because it's smaller than New York. So I feel like everybody know everybody, and it's real dangerous out there. So I would say get the BP, get one of them Escalade V's and bulletproof it. That's what I told him.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that you have to do that because you're a successful rapper.
I mean, if you in Detroit, Cali, New York, I think you should have at least one bulletproof vehicle. If you're gonna buy a Richard Mille or buy a watch for 100,000, 80,000, why not make sure your security's right? That's the thing. A lot of artists, they don't want to pay for the security until it's too late. We wish Pop Smoke would have had better security. We wish he would have had 2 niggas with AR-15s around the house. We wish P&B Rock would have had better security. We wish XXX would have had better security. We wish Juice WRLD would have had, I wouldn't say better security. His situation was different, but, a better decision maker around him to tell him, yo, I'll take that. Because I know if I'm on a plane and he got to swallow, give me them drugs, man. There was always a nigga like that around, that want to see better, even if they got to do a little time. So for me, I'd just be like, security. Make sure you good. Make sure you secure. Have a nigga in the back of the truck, 2 niggas with the AR-15s, or have a driver and have that shit bulletproof. Level 4. We did it. You got all the money in the world. You want to make sure you secure the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because rappers, come on, they get shot every day, killed every day. That shit ain't nothing new.
Like, how much is a bulletproof Escalade? Or a bulletproof, Durango?
I mean, it varies. I think it varies on the company. Like, you get the Escalade V, you get that, and then that's a lot of work because they got to bulletproof the doors and they got to bulletproof the windows. You probably spend like $100 and change to bulletproof the car.
Okay. Now, you personally had a bulletproof car?
Yeah. 50 gave me that. We all had one. Banks had one. 50 had one. We all 3 had bulletproof cars.
All right, so what did you have exactly? Like, what kind of car?
I had a Suburban, Chevy Suburban. It was level 4. Glass was real thick. Now the glass is thinner, so now you could actually roll windows down on the bulletproof car. So, because now they have better technology. Of course, that was 04, 05. So it's better. Police used to be kind of tight when they pulled us over because the back windows couldn't roll down. So it's tinted, and once you tell them it's bulletproof, they used to get spooked. Yeah, hands up, yeah, bulletproof, what the fuck you talking about? I'm an artist, who the fuck are you? You know, and so they always used to, like, they fucked with my man one day. And I remember we got pulled over, he was in the Escalade, and they pulled over, my man was in the car, my homie, he was driving at the time, cool dude. And they was like, Bulletproof truck guy, like that. I was like, damn. So, you know, it gets hot after, it was hot. You know, you're an artist, and the police pull you over and you can't roll on the back windows, but now they got, you know, you can roll on the back windows. The front windows go all the way down, they got thinner glass. Like, you get a cyber truck, the doors are already bulletproof, so you could do the windows. The windows are probably like 40, 30. So, something to look into.
Well, your Bentley got shot up after the mixtape awards.
Yeah, Apollo.
Right. You were in the car when it happened?
Nah, I was in my bulletproof truck.
Oh, so someone else was driving it.
Yeah, so somebody else was driving that car, and you know, that car was, you know, it was a white Bentley, 24s on it, you know, at that time. Too many people didn't have Bentleys back then. And they shot that shit up. I seen them shooting it. And bullets went through there, but it actually held up kind of good. Like, the bullets went through the door and stuff, but nobody got hit. Guard was good at that point. And I was in a bulletproof truck, because we used to always be in them shits. Everybody knew we had them. Even Fat Joe, everybody, the henchmen, everybody knew we had the bulletproof trucks at a point. Like,
No, I mean, listen, I was at the award show. I actually won an award for Mashup of the Year that night, but because of all the nonsense that was happening on stage, it ended up getting shut down early, so I never got to accept my award.
Yeah,
but
that shit was
I was
that shit-
there,
that
like
shit
in
was
the
like
in the area. I didn't see the shooting. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think I was
that shit-
outside when
that
that
shit was
happened.
like-
But what was it like to be sitting in your bulletproof car, seeing the car that they thought you were in getting shot up?
It was crazy. You know, two of my mans was in the car. My man, Lloyd Banks, rest in peace, he was in the car. And it was crazy because my man hit the gas, and Lodi, his adrenaline was rushing so much that he jumped out the car. So, you know, when he jumped out the car, I'm like, get in the bulletproof. I check him to see if he hit. He not hit. But God willing, nobody was hit. You know what I mean? But the shooter was, you know, close up. You walk by, you know, you're not paying attention, you on your phone. He walks by, doubles back, and you just see the car shaking. The bullets is hitting that shit, glass flying, and you just see motherfuckers in the car. Matter of fact, there was 3 niggas in the car, 1 in the back, 2 in the front. So you just see motherfuckers ducking and shaking because that motherfucking thunder was hitting the car, and then my man hit the gas, and then the passenger side door opened, and the shooter dipped off. My man was like, run him over. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I was like, that was my man Africa. Run him over. So it was kind of funny, because that's my African nigga. You know them African niggas crazy. Run him over. Because we could have ran him over in the BP, but if we would have took that chance, we could have ran somebody else over and caught a whole charge for nothing.
Yeah, like Suge Knight.
So, you know, we took the Bentley, and, you know, I got a boom boom jam on a Bentley. Shout out to my brother. My brother drove it to my crib, all shot up, door, big ass hole, because it got shot on the passenger side, not the windshield, nothing. But, you know, it was same shit that's going on now. Now it's worse because they got switches. Thank God. You know, they got, with the switch, you know, that shit was Swiss cheese, that whole door, you know what I'm saying? So they got bigger and better guns now.
Okay, so you actually saw the shooter that shot up the car.
Nah, nobody can see him, man.
No one saw nothing.
Professional shooter, man. He was in and out, man. Nobody seen. Hoodie on. He walked by. Just picture somebody. He walked by. It was a walk by movement. Boom, boom, boom. Then he spun around. Then boom, 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 boom. And then he was just gone. He obviously knew Harlem good. That's why you can't trust them Harlem blocks, man. Harlem is as grimy as the Bronx sometimes. That's what I realized, them Harlem block. And then he just dipped down the Harlem block. And it is what it is.
Okay, so if you did see the guy's face, you still would not cooperate?
I mean, why would I? Nobody got hit. And if somebody
it was an attempted murder of your friends.
Nah, listen, I'm not a cooperator, bro. I would never cooperate. Like, I'm not, just keeping it real. I'm not trying to glorify it or tell other people to listen to what I'm saying or tell the kids to, but it's rules in the streets. It's like me being from where I'm from, people would look at me crazy for that.
Okay, so let's just take a look at the situation.
If I didn't see anything, I didn't see anything.
Okay, no, but this is a hypothetical. So let's just say your friend Lodi Mac was in the car, right? Now he passed away afterwards.
Yeah, later on,
right?
yes.
Rest in peace, right?
Yeah, rest in
but
peace.
let's just say at that particular instance, Lodi Mack got killed in that car. And his mother went to you and said, Tony, I need to get justice for my son. Like, please tell them, you know, and you saw who did it. Let's just say in this situation, this hypothetical situation, you saw who did it, and his mother is crying to you saying, listen, like, I can't sleep at night because I know that my son's killer is out there and you could help me. Can you please just cooperate?
I don't see myself doing it, Vlad. I'm just being honest. It's just, you know, where I come from, like, you know. But I'm not putting myself to be in them kind of predicates anymore. But I don't see myself telling either, you know. My whole thing is people, places, and things. Like, what was I doing at the Apollo that night for the Mixtape Awards? That was the most hoodest shit I could ever fucking be in, and the dumbest shit I went back to. So when I look back at my mistakes and say, nah, I can't put myself in a predicament to do stupid things, catch stupid cases, and you know, I'm a rich broke nigga compared to these niggas. These niggas got multi-millions. Lawyer fees cost fucking 50,000, 100,000 cases, bodies. That shit costs money. Like, are you kidding me? So people, places, and things. I wasn't supposed to be at the Apollo that night, but you know, I had my car. I'm a young nigga. I want to be outside. I want to floss. I want to do this, do that. And that could have been the last night of somebody's life. But as for cooperating where we from, that's like not in the vocabulary. I'm not saying is it wrong for somebody else to do it. That's your opinion, whatever you feel. You know, if you see your whole family get killed and you tell, I'm not gonna judge you for it. You know? I'm not gonna judge you for it. That's your family. Some people look at it this, some people belong in jail. Not everybody, but some people they wake up in the morning and be like, yo, this man belongs in jail, or this person is better off in jail. Because this person right here would be dead or in jail, or if they're in the streets or kill somebody else. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, speaking of shooting, Antonio Brown, they try to snatch his chains, and he went to his car and got his gun.
Yeah,
I guess
man,
shot,
AP.
got arrested, but then, you know,
he pulled out.
He was, I think it was Florida, so
look,
stand your ground.
He pulled out his gun and started doing this right here. That's his dance. Right?
That's his dance, right?
Did it with the guns though. Yeah, it's Florida. Stand your ground. So he's good. He ain't getting no kind of trouble. That's why a lot of motherfuckers look. The same thing. You can't even like. There's no stand your ground in New York City.
Right.
So like when K Flock beat the murder, it was like. It was kind of, to me, that kind of like almost created a new law. It's almost like stand your ground because somebody's reaching and you reach. Like, what are you supposed to do? That right there to me changed the game when he beat the murder. You know, so, but when you go to Atlanta, Florida, all these other states, Connecticut, it's stand your ground. You should be able to protect your family and what's yours in America or anywhere else you at. You know, but motherfuckers come to New York, you could be the victim, do something to somebody, and you still got to go to Rikers and still got to catch a body. Or you could be a guy like me. I haven't caught a felony in 20 years, but I can't get a gun license. I feel like they should be able to change that, especially if you high profile. You don't get it. It should be a limit. Yo, if I ain't get a felony in 25, 30 years, you should be able to get a gun license.
I agree.
Like, there should be a law like
agree.
that.
And look, I mean, for example, Taxstone. If Taxstone was in Georgia, he would be free right now to do a podcast.
Yeah, it's a sad situation with Banger, Troy Ave, and Taxstone, right? At the end of the day, because it was stupid, because that's when, you know, YouTube and all this shit turns real. Because a lot of motherfuckers think they can't turn real. A lot of motherfuckers get on here and talk shit and disrespect and don't think it could turn real when it could turn real. It got real with Taxstone, right? Off of whatever him and Troy Ave had, right? So when you sit back and think about it, like you said, it would have been a stand your ground in Atlanta or Florida or somewhere else. That's why motherfuckers are leaving New York, get your gun license, chill. But in all actuality, the mindset is this. Why do you want to go somewhere that has more guns?
Yeah, but sometimes having more guns makes it safer.
And sometimes
when everyone has a gun and everyone has a carry permit,
but
people tend to calm down a little
So let me
more.
ask you a question. Where do you think is more safer, Atlanta or New York? I would say New York.
New York, but
it's not a gun state.
because New York has way more security, way more cameras, way more police.
Way more feds, way more everything.
Way more everything. In fact, the NYPD is the biggest police force on earth.
I believe that, yes.
On earth.
Yes.
Yo, New York PD has surface-to-air missiles to shoot planes out of the sky if necessary. Okay?
Oh, I didn't know they had that. Damn.
Oh yeah, no. After 9/11, they had to come up with this situation. Like, yo, if this ever happens again, we might have to shoot the plane down, as opposed to having it hit buildings. So
shit.
They went and got surface-to-air missiles.
Damn, I didn't know that. You knew? How'd you know that? Information.
It was on 60 Minutes because they interviewed the chief of police in New York right after 9/11.
Wow. Yeah, because
New
York. Listen, New York is the Mecca. We got all kind of feds, Homeland. We got ICE. We got all kinds of fucking police here. We got super feds here. That's when motherfuckers get locked up quick.
I mean, when you talk about your situation, at the Apollo shooting, if it was 2020 even, all the cameras would have captured all that shit.
Oh, definitely.
Whoever the shooter was, they would have followed him all the way home and he'd be arrested.
Oh, definitely. The technology is definitely fucking different from now to then.
That was 2004, 2005, something like that.
2004, 2005. So exactly. The technology is way fucking different from then to now. They would have definitely caught the shooter, but I wouldn't have told on him. He probably would have beat the case because I wouldn't have said shit. So I would just told my lawyers and kept my mouth shut. And usually with me, whenever I was in trouble, I know to just keep my mouth shut and let my lawyer handle it. That's it.
Yep.
And that's how it usually works. Because you don't want to, incriminate yourself. Police even tell you that when they read your rights. Whatever you can say used against you in the court of law. They telling you. So once you know the law, you get smart. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of more like these kids, you got the switches and catching bodies, but do you have the lawyer money to pay for that body? So, because if you're caught red-handed, at least your lawyer can get you a cop-out or get you maybe less time, or maybe you could say, or maybe you don't have a bad record and this guy that you killed was a bad guy, and you're somewhat of a good guy. They're gonna go off that, but your lawyer, you have to have a paid lawyer to prove that. So it's a game of cat and mouse with the feds, the police, you know that, and it's all about money and resources at that point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. If you ain't got the lawyer money, you should not be doing crimes.
Diddy wouldn't be paying that $30,000 an hour for the lawyer team.
Oh yeah, no. They say that Diddy's total wealth has dropped from like $1 billion to like $400 million. Partly because of this trial and losing money from the companies and
endorsement deals. Yeah, of course. Lawyer fees.
You can get wiped out.
Money coming in, money going out, not coming in. Of course.
Yep. Well, before I let you go, the reason why we did an interview this quick is because you're off to do a tour again.
Yeah, I'm off to do a tour, man. It's the legendary tour with 50 Cent, Uncle Murda. We're going to be in Germany. We're going to be in Tel Aviv. We're going to be in Paris. We're going to be in London, doing a whole bunch of festivals, man. It's a legendary tour. Shout to Live Nation. That's going to be crazy. Shout to 50, the whole team. We outside, man. And we got the podcast coming. Don't worry, it's in the works. Trust me, me and Uncle Murda, it's going to be a movie. We see what Jada and Joe's doing. I love it. We love Gillian Wallow. We love Drink Champs. We love Danza. We love all what everybody's doing out there. But, it's new. It's a new regime coming in town. And trust me, I'm ready. I've studied all you guys because I respect you guys. And I feel like there's room in this game for everybody. So don't hate. And all you guys on YouTube, I'm watching you guys. Like, I love the streamers, the Cosnauts, shout my boy Talil and Dez. Streamers University. Did you catch that? I love that before I get
I saw some of it, man. I
love it. You might need to do a Vlad University, man.
Well, we do. We have one. We have Vlad TV, YouTube Masterclass.
Well, we might need to do, get a school and do a Vlad University, man. Because, that's for the young boys, you know what I'm saying? We the OGs of the game, where we could school people and send them the game. That's a good idea, man. Cosnauts a genius for that, man.
Yeah, shout out to Kai Sanat, man.
And I remember you had the university
That's what it
thing
is.
too. That's
Tony
what it
Yayo
is.
talking New York.
Vlad TV, man, you know what it is. Yeah.
Peace.